Hi there, my name is Phixfox and welcome back to Heroes of Might and Magic 2. This is the F-Heroes edition, and today we are picking up right where we left off. We are in the middle of the playthrough for Great War 2. Very important to note that apparently there is such a thing as Great War 1. That map was not included in the base game files. It looks like we are going to be able to access that a little bit down the road, but for now we still have a monumental challenge ahead of us. We're about 4 hours into this playthrough, several months, and it's not looking pretty. We are going to have to see if we can snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. But first, I did want to follow up on one of the things that we had talked about on stream, and that is the question: if someone has a cold protection, this ice cloak that'll do 50% reduced damage, what happens if you have two of them? Well, we're going to wait here and find out. We're just going to see real quick. Of course, 110 Titans. This is a fight that nobody on our side here can win. We're going to skip Ector's turn, but he has the one ice cloak that halves the damage from all cold spells. Okay, good to know. And when I skip these Titans and then I cast my Cold Ray from Lord Kilburn here, it indicates in the little damage counter it should do 200 points of damage. We look at the box here and it indicates that the Cold Ray only did 100 points of damage, so the Ice Cloak is working as intended. No problems there. 200 points of damage down to, well, 200 down to 100 points of damage. If I add one more Ice Cloak though, here's the real question: what are we going to find? And we've theorized that it could be lots of things. It could be that you get 50% only. It could be that you get 50% here and then another 50% of whatever's left over. So you essentially have 75% reduction. It seems wrong to me that would be 100% reduction, but let's test this just so we can find out. Our Cold Ray is going to do 100 points of damage. So the unique and interesting thing about these effects are this is a unique status effect that can only be applied once. And so it does not matter how many ice cloaks you have, it does not matter how many frozen hearts you have or hearts of fire, you will always have only the effect from the one. So we've done a little bit of science today, just in case you were wondering. That is what is expected to happen, and that's the theory that we're going to go with from here on out. Otherwise, folks, with that being said, let's dive right back in to Great War 2. We are here in the bottom right-hand corner. We started off in the castle of Woodhaven as the Blue Wizards. We are allied with two friends of ours. In the far left corner, it is the Red Knights. They are struggling mightily. They have exactly one castle and 3 heroes left. It looks like Orange has attacked them and have taken 1, 2, 3, 4 of their castles. And so Red is officially on the ropes and they are too far away for me to help. I do not think that we can potentially save Red. If Orange decides to go straight for them, our friends Red will go down. In the bottom middle, we do have the green sorceresses who started off here in Dragontooth. They are doing much better. They have secured their entire realm. They are teleporting all over the place. They've gotten access to Dimension Door, and they are using it to great effect. In the bottom right corner here, for example, they have Dimension Doored over, stolen my gold mine, and then run away. Very important to note, and something that came up in the previous playthrough, is that if the enemy takes, or rather if your ally takes one of your mines, if your ally takes one of your castles, you cannot take that back from them by force. You must allow another enemy to take a castle, and then you must take that from the enemy. That is in fact a change with F-Heroes2, and so the enemy and your ally can potentially both cause you some problems. We found that when Red took this castle and this castle. We have since gotten those back under our control, although it looks like Crag Hack is quickly going to take this castle from us, and actually it looks like purple is his as well. Crag Hack dealt us a very severe blow to our chances at winning just before we signed off. As you can see, we only have 3 heroes. We started off with Halon the Wizard, level 14, 2 Titans, 49 of the Dwarves. He's just been trying to clear out some of this special fun stuff around here for us. And then Halon the Wizard was able to go to a jail, and he found Carolyn the Wizard, who I believe was level 22, level 23 at the time, a very excellent hero, and we've picked up some wonderful artifacts. We did defeat Yellow's toughest hero, and that gave us the Holy Hammer for the +5, the Swordbreaker for the 4-1, and then the Witch's Brooch and a few other things. And so we've had some successes, but then immediately following that victory, I thought, well, with 14 attack and 12 defense, we are the toughest person you ever saw. And when we attacked Crag Hack, it was just a little too much. And Phixfox was embarrassed. And so we've got a lot of pieces to pick up. We know that we have purple warlocks to our immediate north. We have yellow barbarians north of that in the middle. And then the purple necromancers are on the left-hand side of the map to the north. So the south here is fighting their best fight, and yet we are having to regroup very, very quickly. We do have this Artesian Spring. We do have so many spell points. I think that it makes sense for me to either stay or leave tonight. I can get 1 Titan now. If I wait for the morning, I'll get about 6,000 gold. That'll be probably enough for me to trade for 1 more Titan. I can leave here with probably 12 Titans. And so I'm going to do that. I will stay overnight. Halon the Wizard is going to come back so that way he can return these Titans. And I think that while our forces are not nearly so strong as our enemies, we do have a great equalizer, which is a 5th level Mage Guild. We've been able to invest, and we've picked up the Mirror Image, the Resurrect True, the Holy Shout, Anti-Magic, Blind, Curse, Cold Ray, Paralyze. This is all the tools that we should need to secure victory. If only we can keep our Titans strong and happy and healthy. We will see how good of a job we can do with that. There we do see our green sorceresses teleporting all over the map. And it does look like the green sorceresses have made it to the very center of the map. I did bury that lead just a little bit. While we are very, very far behind, there is some opportunity for us to be successful if we can, as the green player goes down, if we can get to the very center of the map where there is a huge cache of resources, very much a treasure trove for us to behold. And it's the kind of thing where it's so many resources and so many good things that if we don't take it, I am positive that somebody else will. So we got to be pretty careful about how we manage our forces moving forward. I'm going to keep 49 dwarves on Halon. I don't think I have much else for him to do at the moment. Perhaps his job will be to go to the center of the map, but for now, I just want to make sure that he is playing it safe. A level 12 hero is still pretty good. We just have to let him clear out all this maybe later, maybe after Carolyn leaves today, with not just 2, but it's going to be 3 Titans. Let me trade just a few more resources. This is a little bit sad to trade all of this wood, but wood we have plenty of. And more importantly, wood we can get more of quicker than anything. So it will be 14 Titans that we head north with. Let's do so now. And because we have nearly 400 spell points, I'm not going to worry about trying to get the Artesian Spring again. I think that we're going to be fine. I do believe that Mandigal is going to go down. I think that whether it's Thundax or whether it's Crag Hack, we're going to die very, very quickly. These barbarians on this terrain is way too hot to handle. It's probably a good idea for us to start investing in other cloud castles, but the problem is that I have so many Titans available right now that any gems that I spend on another cloud castle just means that that's more gems that I don't have when I really need them to purchase more wonderful troops. We're going to take a quick look at Thundax the Barbarian here. He does not look to have very, very wonderful troops. 8 attack, 6 defense, though. He's got some fight in him. We're going to immediately take down 6 of those Rangers, and we're going to see if we can either defeat some Halflings or some Rangers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to sit right here. And I think that we're going to be in position to go either north or south here. And let's try and head north with these boars. It looks like it will be the Orc Chiefs that take all of the defensive pressure. Halflings go down to 3 nomads. This is essentially an opportunity to cast the Cold Ray one more time. And Mandigal does have a few nice things for him. And so rather than fight this out to the bitter end, I think that we're going to let him disappear and abandon his troops. This feels great. 2 heroes on an extra large map with the enemy bearing down upon us. I think that this is actually very winnable. I know I'm making this sound like all is lost and this is a bitter fight for us. I think that this is still going to be winnable. We are going to sit here in Blackwind. I believe that the enemy does have view of us here. I'm going to sit, I'm going to stay, and I can't possibly imagine that the enemy is going to attack us here, but I'm going to try something that used to work in Heroes of Might and Magic 2, and that is I'm going to have my hero here with no great forces, and maybe I can trick them into attacking us, knowing that these Titans are going to come from the garrison into this army if my major wizard here is attacked. We're going to see if that'll work. I'm not quite sure. We are short the gold on Titans. We're getting only 3,000 gold per day now. We were getting more, and now it's much, much less. Once again, I'm going to trade lots of resources because I think that the timing matters. And even with one Titan, I think that Halon can do some nice things. He just picked up a lot of wonderful spells here. We'll stop in and pick up, looks like 11 halflings, not very fast creatures, but compared to the 2-speed dwarves, they're doing just fine for themselves. And then since it's day 4, I don't need to worry about rehiring my hero before the new week. We will hire that hero that we lost just a moment ago, again, probably from Blackwind as we head north. I'm very interested to see what Crag Hack will do. I'm very interested to see if Halon is going to be able to clear out that little cache of resources to the bottom left. And I'm wondering, as I'm thinking about it, maybe my main hero's job is going to be to aggressively go into the enemy's terrain, into their territory, as red walks right into orange and goes down in a heap. I wonder if it's in my best interests to send Halon north. I wonder if it's in my best interest to send him north to the boats and then sail for all of this. Again, if I can overcome a slow start by sheer numbers of resources, that actually feels pretty good to me. Somehow we have never picked up this arena. We're going to get that now. And it looks like full defenders, at least in this castle, are present. These are giants and not Titans, though. We're not going to be able to get both castles by the end of this week. If I'd left the day prior, I would have cost myself 1 Titan, but perhaps I would have been able to get both castles in the same week. Maybe a mistake there. We will wait and see. Before oh my gosh. Did you really just leave the Titans at home? Hello? Hello? What did you do? Phixfox, what did you just do? You can't do this. That's not okay. And we can't reach because Mandigal does not have logistics. Phixfox, what are you doing? I thought I would trick the enemy into attacking me. And what I really did is I tricked myself into being very foolish. The nice thing is this, and it's the only nice thing I can say about this maneuver that we just butchered, is that I'm sure that next turn when Crag Hack comes down and defeats me, I'll be able to get off some nice spells, sure. And I'll be able to rehire my hero and then send him north with these Titans that Mandigal has. Wonderful. I have very much appreciated the comment. I believe it was from Rise to Ruin, where they mentioned that they saw me in the previous playthrough not pick up the 5th level spells in my library, and in the playthrough they didn't get time to shout it out and say Phixfox no, and so they were banging their head on the keyboard when I made that critical error. Another critical error has been made. These things do happen. And as we expected, Crag Hack is coming down, although, funny enough, because he's not able to reach me, this actually turned into a genius 1000 IQ bait. Genius 1000 IQ bait. We're going to take that. We're going to take that in stride. And just, this is maybe one of those times where it makes sense for you as a player, you as a person, to not always tell on yourself. If you make a mistake, how about you just don't say anything and see if anybody notices? Now, chances are, because I've got some of the smartest viewers and Twitch chat and YouTube commenters ever, because I've got you people, I'm sure that you will notice. However, let's do our best to not tell on ourselves, and maybe people won't notice. 14 Titans, 3 of the Boars, and 17 of the Halflings. It looks like this is going to be a vicious fight that we are going to lose. We're going to see how close this is. I think that we're still going to win this fight. We knew Crag Hack was tough, and this time he's got 9 giants that he did not have before. However, I have probably the greatest equalizer of all. I've got nearly 400 spell points and Resurrect True. I don't see how I can possibly lose this fight. It sounds crazy to me. Crazy to me. 14 attack, 8 defense, 10 spell power, 13 knowledge, 4 morale, Irish luck, 130 spell points. 14 attack, 12 defense. The attack and defense is pretty, let's just call it even. But the spells, I think, are going to be what does it for me. And so with that being said, I'm going to cast Steelskin. I see no reason why I ought not to make sure that my defense is so very high. And I'm going to attack the highest attack skill creature on this map, which is absolutely going to be these Bone Dragons. We're going to kill anywhere between 6 to 9 of them. We kill so many. And it looks like the Power Liches have taken the shield, which is a little interesting to me. And we do have a bit of a strategy exactly for that. We're going to wait and see exactly how that turns out, but that is going to be a strategy that we can work with. I'm going to park the Boars right here. They're just kind of here for me. It's quite possible that it would have made more sense to have my Titans split, not fully, but at least one Titan at the bottom here. Thankfully, the Boars actually help make sure that everything works out fine. Are we gonna... Oh, rats. By moving the Boars here, I actually didn't defend from their flyers, and I just gave the Power Liches somewhere to shoot that wouldn't kill their vampires. Well done, enemy. Well done, my worthy opponent. I do have a kind of interesting thing here. I'm going to use the teleport. This is the tech I was just mentioning. I'm going to teleport right on top of the Power Liches. It's going to be a couple turns. I could have maybe lightning bolted or cold raid these vampires and gotten them off me, but then I would have been doing 50% damage because of the shield. How about we just do full damage because of the melee, minus the 5 attack skill because I'm not shooting with the archery, and let's just kill, I don't know, 11 to 16 or double the Power Liches. 22 Power Liches goes down, 93 down to 72 of the Royal Mummies. Though we do not have the Steelskin anymore, we are still very tough. I don't feel too bad about this at all. And even the Halflings are going to be killing a couple of vampires. Nice to see the use of the Disrupting Ray. I think that was a good choice there. And lest we forget what just happened there, 2 instances of good luck in a row when fighting these Power Liches. That feels pretty okay to me. I am thinking about how I want to do this. We came into this fight with 14 of the Titans. Let's just play this as safe as we can. Let's resurrect up to 13, and we're going to cast one more resurrect next time. Let's attack the highest attack skill creature there. One more Titan goes down to 12, down to 11. And then I think that I should be able to resurrect True once more, getting off some major damage. Not sure why the mummies are getting shielded, but they are. Good for them. And then Halflings kill 1 unit there. We're going to get ourselves back up to full. I'm expecting that we're going to do 23 here. We're going to do so much damage. 46 of the mummies. There's a cold ray. And we're going to lose no troops. When you have Resurrect True, all of a sudden, this group of Titans is looking so scary. And so even though we had some major issues where, you know, we lost the fight previously, having the Swordbreaker and this Holy Hammer, +4 defense, +6 attack, all told, we're not doing too bad. I feel pretty good about this. So the bait worked. The totally purposeful bait worked. And now we are just rolling here. We're going to take the defense. You enter the arena and face a pack of vicious lions. You handily defeat them. To the wild cheers of the crowd. Yeah! Impressed by your skill, the aged trainer of the gladiators agrees to train you in a skill of your choice. That is going to be the defense that we're going to take, and the reason being is every little bit of defense is going to make our Resurrect True even more valuable. If you've seen Phixfox play, you know that Phixfox loves to use that Resurrect True. We've just seen it in the flesh, and we're going to see a lot more of it in the future. Those peasants wanted to join me, and they were upset when I didn't let them join me. It's a little interesting, all things told, that they really felt so enraged that I wouldn't let them join, that they just turned on me that quick. This witch's hut's always interesting whenever you don't have a skill to learn. We approach the hut and observe a witch inside, studying the ancient tome on, in this case, logistics. As we approach, she turns and focuses her one glass eye on you. You already know everything you deserve to learn, the witch screeches. Now get out of my house! You gotta have the little voice crack in there to make that really work. If you're gonna be a storyteller, you need to make sure that you got the voice cracks at the exact perfect times. That's going to be the end of month 3, week 3, day 6. We're going to be on to day 7. And again, the goal here is to get as many of these castles as possible. It may actually be, since we only have the 6-speed Titans now, it may be that we can actually get both castles before the enemy gets their turn on day 1. They did us a favor. Yellow did us a favor, and Yellow purchased the castle in that town that was to the upper right that we see on the screen at this current moment. Very nice of them to do that. I'm thrilled for it. I don't think that either of these heroes, that yellow or that orange hero, are particularly tough. We're going to find out in just half a second as we carry on. A horde of pikemen, that sounds like a lot. Let's actually just do this first. A group of sprites with a desire for greater glory wish to join. Do you accept? I sure do. That's 104 sprites. I'm okay with that. We're going to take gold. We're just trying to get on our feet a little bit here. Group of rogues want to join us. Do we accept? We do. 142 rogues. We do have the basic leadership, so this is not too bad. Even though we've got troops of multiple alignments, that's a-okay for me. This horde of greater druids is going to be in trouble in just one moment here. So day 7 fight, and no losses, 1,300 experience. So we're going to take back our castle of Basenje, and they actually upgraded the Cloud Castle from Giants to Titans for us. Folks, we did not have to purchase the Cloud Castle or the upgraded Cloud Castle here. I wonder what Burlock holds for us. Can we get there? We can get there. Folks, we can get to Burlock by day 1. We might have 3 Cloud Castles that we probably don't deserve. We worked hard for this one, but we definitely didn't do anything to make that one happen there. Wow. Absolutely wonderful. It is Agar, who's a nobody, and it is Phineas, who does seem to have a little bit of a force here. We're gonna keep a hold of our continent, and we're gonna see, actually, do we have one more hero? Is there any hero here that might make sense to head out into the boat? We don't have a summoned boat here. I'm gonna risk it. 4 gems. We don't have a lot of gems, but a level 2 mage guild, it's not going to give us what we want, but lightning bolt. I think that's our first lightning bolt. I really was kind of rolling the dice, hoping we could get a summoned boat here. Unfortunately, we will just have to be patient. But patient we can be. Patient we can be. By the way, I sincerely appreciate if you're coming back here, you dirty dog. If you are coming back here after part 1 of Great War, I am so very grateful to have you here. Every once in a while, one of my videos just does exceedingly well, whether it's the YouTube algorithm just blessing me, I suppose, or whether it's an interesting title or what. All of my YouTube thumbnails basically look the same. Maybe it comes down to which map is more popular. I can't tell you, but I really appreciated the plethora of kind responses and people that said that map was particularly good, that playthrough was particularly good, and I'm inclined to agree. I personally thought it was pretty good too. And that's mostly because of the folks that did such a great job in supporting the Twitch stream. The insight and input of wonderful people always makes things go better. And I said it before and I'll say it again, really, I do have a wonderful group of people that make sure that these videos turn out so very well. So thank you to everybody. I really appreciate the kindness, and I appreciate having you here because I love Heroes of Might and Magic, and I appreciate this series so very much, and I love the FHeroes2 team for making this game better than it's ever been, better than it has ever been. So lots of good things are going on these days. Mass Dispel, View Heroes, Teleport. Not an amazing mage guild. Again, I really wish I had that summon boat. There is a boat here though. I am going to send, let's see, one hero, Saracen the Wizard, to the left here. And Saracen's job is going to be to get into the water, and I see things like Shipwreck Survivor. I see a bottle, and if you know Phixfox, you know I love bottles because I love the story elements of this game. And so we're going to hire one hero there, and we got to hire one more hero here. There's so many resources to be had. If I get a Barbarian, that'll be thrilling. Unfortunately not, but I do get the chance at Zam the Necromancer, who has the basic pathfinding. That's pretty much just as good or better. And we can afford to send one single boar with him to make sure that he has company and a source of fresh pork. So he will carry on his way. This is going to be 2 ore that we pick up there. It looks like we may be in a little bit of difficulty with these other heroes, orange and yellow, coming down the road. We're going to make sure that they don't cause us any problems. We're not going to purchase the Magi just now. I think it's so important to me that I protect this castle that I'm going to purchase these troops here now. And I'm hoping that with this split, this will be enough to dissuade some visitors, at least until I can get down there. Halon can also grab some troops and come up. He's not going to be too far. But because Astra has made it clear that she wants to go in this direction, I feel inclined to clear this out so she can't have it. It's mine. Don't even talk to me. And your forces suffer a bitter defeat. Is this going to be the second time in this game that Halon meets his death, his demise at the hands of lots or a horde of the greater Druids? It will not be. But I'm not loving this. What's the very best spell that we have? Oh, this is kind of funny. I think that the Paralyze is going to work pretty well. A Blind will work very, very well. I think more so even than damage, especially knowing we have the Resurrect Trues. We can cast so very many of those. Let's just start blinding. And we're going to blind from basically bottom or top to bottom. And so let's attack here at the bottom moving top. The sprites are dead. They're gone. They don't have a chance. And they're feeling pretty sad about that. Looks like rogues are going to hop onto these greater druids next turn. 6-speed druids are just so fast. And they're just such a pain to deal with because either you can deal with them or you can't. It's your call, but it's usually not very good. Down to 11 greater druids down here. There we are. And then next turn we are going to, for sure, we're going to blind this stack here because I think that these rogues are going to last at least, well, 16 druids are going to kill them right now. Whoops. 293 hit points left on the Titans. And these greater druids, even though half of their friends are blinded, I'm sure that they're saying to themselves, yay! We've got them on the run, lads! No, you think you do, but this is part of my strategy. It's the great strategy of Muhammad Ali, the amazing boxer. Dare I say the greatest of all time? He probably was. I mean, he's generally known as the greatest of all time in the boxing realm. I mentioned the great Bambino last time for baseball, Babe Ruth, and I think it's safe to say that the greatest of all time when it comes down to boxing is Muhammad Ali. There's always room for debate, especially in that field, but like the great Muhammad Ali before me, I'm doing something known as the rope-a-dope. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are bringing back the rope-a-dope, where you just let your opponent get tired. Just let them keep hitting you. You'll be fine. They're gonna get gassed out. They're gonna get tired. And then when they're tired, you get them. That's the plan. That's the rope-a-dope. And so we're just going to do some rope-a-dope here. That's all it is. Looks like 7 sprites are going to go down. I don't think I'm going to end up letting them finish this fight off. I'm just going to let them die. Whichever one's died, they're just going to have to let it go. Oh, and with the good luck, it looks like we're just going to end up waiting one more turn. And we're going to send this one into the record books. Down to 3 Druids, 1 more hit from the Druids. That's going to be 3 more sprites go down, 14 and 42. If I'd known it was 42, would I have done the Resurrect True? Absolutely, I would have. Absolutely, I would have. Anyway, 6 gems. Haha, not for you. Those are mine. As you approach the stables, the head groom appears, leading a fine-looking war horse. This steed will help speed you in your travels. Alas, his endurance will wane with a lot of heavy riding, and you must return for a fresh mount in a week. We also have many fine war horses, which could benefit mounted soldiers, but you have none that we can help. You did your best. Glorious victory here. I'm going to accept these losses. I think it's fine. That was a lot of pikemen. I think it's a-okay that we tried and failed. This Oracle is really tempting. I want to go out of my way for it. I think I'm going to let some other hero go for it, just so that way you can see exactly what we're up against. I kind of don't mind if Astra takes this Artesian Spring. If she does, okay. Don't love it, but okay. Otherwise, I am going to send 1 hero back in this direction. Going down to only 2 heroes has taught me something. It's that I don't like only having 2 heroes. Which is a very important thing to learn. And so now I feel much better having 6 heroes. Yes, 6 feels much better. Green, by the way, has landed on purple's territory in the upper left. And I need to check to see how tough their forces are. I don't know how good they're going to be in dealing with whatever the enemy can throw at us, and throw at them. Because there's so many necromancers. And I'm guessing that, like us, everybody has probably, 3 or 4 castles to their name? Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that we're going to be in trouble here if the necromancers start sending tons and tons of bone dragons at us. Weeks and weeks and weeks worth. And I don't think we could stop that. We're going to kill 4 of these fine gentlemen. And then unfortunately we are going to have to run. If I had split my troops, I would have won that fight. I wasn't worried about Agar. I was definitely more worried about the other enemies there. So that was my bad. Is that red? Oh, I thought that was the red flag. I thought for some reason, even though red was under heavy duress. Yeah. Oof, heavy duress. I thought that maybe they had set sail and had landed over here. It looks like it's Crag Hack, who is back. Crag Hack came back the very next day. Jacqueline is going to land. We can't stop it. So Sarakin is going to stay just outside of her range. No, because if she lands here or here, then Sarakin's not going to be able to get away. And it makes no sense to simply lose some heroes just for the fun of it. That's a bad reason to do anything. We do drink from the spring, and it fills our blood with magic. We now have twice the normal of our reserve. Thrilling. And we are going to send Carolyn to go get this castle. Thundax is guarding it. Thundax is tough. I don't know how tough Phineas is, but we do have Halon coming up, and he can potentially deal with him. So, pathing through the gold mine. I call it a gold mine. It's really just a water wheel. We're going to be on our way as others reclaim this land of ours. This wasteland, this desert. And with 8,000 gold, I do believe it makes sense to just purchase out these troops. Iron golems at $300 a piece, 300 gold a piece. That's pretty hefty. Let's make sure that we have at least 1 stack, though. Let's go for 20. 6,000 gold worth. And then I think that that'll make somebody rethink this fight. Maybe. We'll give ourselves a left turn anyway, see what that does. Okay, on to day 3. And watching the enemy. Green has landed right in front of that purple castle. Maybe we should send support up north. If Green wants to fight, maybe I should too. Maybe they need that support from me. It looks like our ally is going to go for that Artesian Spring. I hope that they get there. I did take it with Halon. But I think that there's 2. I think that there's 2 slots as Red's main castle goes down. So Red's main castle has gone down. That is a critical moment there. And we can only hope that they still have a few heroes left. And maybe they have some holdings somewhere on the map that I have missed. At this point, they are still alive. If it's just Maximus, the level 9 knight here in this bottom left corner, buddy, I don't want to tell you what to do with yourself, but I don't think I would try and stick with my Lord and Liege. Your Lord and Liege is somewhere roaming the countryside in a tent, trying to send word that, you know, all hope is lost. Probably time to just call it. Let's see real quick what the Oracle has to say as far as all of these forces in front of us. Nestled among the trees sits a blind seer. After you explain the intent of your journey, the seer activates his crystal ball, allowing you to see the strengths and weaknesses of your opponents. Looks like, as far as hero strength, we've got 14, 13, 16, 22. We're stronger than Green's toughest hero. Wait a second, we got Carolyn out of a prison, and they started with level 22. Red still has their toughest hero, so they don't have just Maximus. They do have their prison hero. Natasha is Green's toughest hero. Did Green lose their toughest hero? Yellow, we defeated theirs. Necromancers still have their really big tough guy. And then this enemy here, he's the one who's currently waging war in Red's territory and cleaning that up. We need to really focus on Orange. The Orange Warlocks are currently #1 in army strength, income, artifacts, you name it, castles. They are getting so much gold, they're getting so many resources, and dragons are not cheap. And if we have only 15 Titans against 50 Black Dragons, you're really asking an awful lot of your spell points and your spell power to keep things in check. A little bit concerning there. I'm a little bit concerned. And still, we're going to have to wait and find out exactly how this map is going to shake out. Truly, it was a bit of a slow start. I say a bit of a slow start. It was a pretty meaningful slow start. And I talked about it previously, and I meant every single word of it, but it came down to Phixfox being slightly inflexible. I made some errors in how flexible I could have been, and I tried to run one hero on an extra large map. Yeah, that's gonna go well. I disagree. I say it, and then I know that it's completely not the case as we fight Thundax here in the Castle of Greywind. The enemy has surrendered. We're going to see if we can keep them from running. Because if we can, that might be one hero less that we don't have to deal with. And so this should be a pretty easy fight to slice and dice. Even though the 8 attack and the 6 defense is there, it doesn't really matter. Let's try and consider Fire Blast. We can kill, let's see, 400 hit points? No, this is 160 hit points worth of Fire Blast. It's a lot, but it's not that much. I wonder, actually, hold on, what if we do the teleport? What if we teleport ourselves in? We kill so many halflings, and we eat the retaliation from the wolves, and then we kill one single goblin. Aw, rats. I thought maybe I could manipulate that so that the enemy would not run. I was unsuccessful, but we'll get 3,000 gold in exchange. I wonder what artifacts the AI thought that they had that were so good that they were best off running away. You didn't even buy your statue, friend. That's a little bit of a mistake there, I think. We're going to get that statue immediately. As good as these things are, the problem is that I don't have time to go out of my way. There's still Phineas here, there's Agar, and I don't know where Jacqueline ran off to, but there was one more hero who was not too far from us, and so we're going to head back over in this direction. Sarakin is going to wait and puppy guard Basenjay, and I will purchase one giant who is never ever going to reach Titanhood. It's too expensive to bring those creatures up to Titans, and so he never shall reach his full potential. Very sad, and still, it is what it is. I ended up saying that a lot in the previous scenario. Did you notice? That was my word that as I was playing, I realized I said it again and again and again. It is what it is. Which is, funny enough, oh, as green takes purple's Warlock Castle. Very interesting. Which, funny enough, the saying, it is what it is actually cheaper than therapy. and actually, it is also one of the core key principles of cognitive behavioral therapy, which is likely one of the treatments that you would get if you did enter into talk therapy with somebody. So there you go. I just gave you free therapy. And sometimes you just gotta say, it is what it is. which is not too far away from saying things like we ball and let's see, what's the other phrase? There's a couple of those key phrases where if you say them, you're probably not doing as well as you would like for people to believe that you are. I'll have to spend some time and remember what those other sayings are. But yeah, we ball, so be it. There's an awful lot of things you can say. We're going to purchase one more Titan here. This castle is probably going to go down to Crag Hack, and I don't think I really mind about handing over 2 giants. That'll just turn into experience for me in just a little bit. 3,600 gold. I will head north to go kill Agar. And by the way, one thing that this obelisk reminds me of, we do have this ultimate artifact here. We know that because we've already checked this out. Here's this corner of this castle. Here's that stone lith. And so if that all lines up, stone lith, corner of the castle, it's the middle of the map is going to be somewhere right about there. And so it's got to be right about there. It really just has to be. I don't want Sarrakin to fight Phineas. I expect Phineas and Crag Hack will scatter in just a second. It's unclear what they will or will not do though. I think that the green sorceress there is stuck in a loop. I think that I've seen that sorceress do that exact maneuver a few too many times for my liking, and I think that they're stuck. They keep getting to the point, as red loses one of their heroes, they keep getting to the point where they're about to need more spell points, they step on that well, and then there they go. And they do the exact same thing again. Whoops, sometimes the AI gets caught. What happened to Agar? There he is. I feel like, okay, wouldn't this be nifty if you could take your heroes and you could, when you click on an enemy, have it just follow them? Like I was clicked on Agar. Wouldn't it be cool if from the enemy's turn to my turn, if the arrows would just track to where they went? Of course, if they went through some stone liths or something, that definitely wouldn't work. But otherwise, there's some possibilities. What? How are you going to kill one Titan? How are you going to kill a Titan? Are you going to chain lightning me or something? Huh? What? Whatever the case is, it's got to be a magic spell that hurts me with your 8 spell power. I'm not going to let you get the opportunity or the satisfaction, really. Yeah. Just leave. How dare you? How dare you? What if I wasn't a good Heroes of Might and Magic player and I just let that happen? Unfortunately, that was one of those instances where, because I saw the AI's indication of how that battle should go, we ended up doing much better than we should have. Because I knew that we somehow lost a Titan, I knew that it was necessary on my first turn to cast anti-magic, and the enemy was not allowed to get that cheeky spell off. I feel bad about those instances, but it saves way too much time to do anything but play with the auto combat on. It's just too good. We're going to kill 5 to 7 of these bone dragons after we took a healthy chunk out of everybody. 125 points of damage on the lightning bolt. I think that we just try and kill a couple of these mummies. Oh no. We only have 250 hit points left. And then I think we're definitely going to kill this stack, and we can actually walk up and kill the royal mummies. Yeah, we're going to do Holy Shout one more time. You'd think the enemy would have seen that the first time and just known better. No, 3,700 experience, and it's going to be Phineas that goes down. Phineas is going to go down, or Crag Hack. Crag Hack goes down with a legendary scepter for +2. It's a +5 on the knowledge, +4 from the arcane necklace, +2 on the knowledge there. Astral Lobe of Mobility. I'm guessing that we ran out of artifact slots. Okay, we ran out of artifact slots. I've wondered something recently, by the way, as we now have 31 knowledge. Yikes. I've wondered something. The AI. Does the AI order its artifacts from best to worst? And of course, I mean statistically, really, because that's probably the best way that the AI could do that. For example, Legendary Scepter came first. That was 2, 4, 6, 8 attribute points that it's worth. And then it went to the Foremost Scroll for 5, and then the Arcane Necklace for 4. If it does, then knowing that we got to the Astrolabe after this Minor Scroll of Knowledge actually means that we probably got all of the best artifacts. I don't feel so bad about not getting every single artifact and having every slot open. If the AI will automatically order the artifacts from best to worst. On the flip side, and I've said this before, but I will say it again, if and when you play an actual person in hot seat, unlike in the original Heroes 2, you can order your artifacts, and I think it's highly recommended that you put the best artifacts at the end. So that way the enemy has a better chance of running out of slots. Oh, you got my Lightning Helm, my +2 to knowledge, and then my +2 to the spell power, and then you ran out of slots, and so then you don't get all these other things. That's actually a very viable strategy, I think. So be sure to keep that in mind. There's this watering hole. Are the movement points going to be worth it? I don't think so. I think it's time to consider, with all these spell points, with 300 spell points, should I go back to the Artesian Spring, or should I just from here on out plan on just using Magic Wells as I find them? I think we're going to use Magic Wells, and I think that we're going to head north and go through these liths and support Natasha the Sorceress, because she's been doing work and she's embarrassing me because of how good she is. Oh, Phineas was in the water. I missed that. Maybe we can catch him. I knew that Phineas was around. I knew the Crag hack was around. I just was a little incorrect about some other suppositions. So be it. Anyway, interesting things. Just as an aside. Green stole my gold mine. Yeah. Great. That's 1,000 gold per day. That's 2,000 gold per day that the green sorceresses are getting that I'm never going to get back. And the green sorceresses are losing knight heroes in the snow to the yellow barbarians. I wouldn't have lost a hero in the snow to the yellow barbarians. Just saying. Just saying. And plus, it's not even like Astra here actually helped. She didn't really help me reclaim my little continent. If she had, then we would have some other things to talk about. But she didn't, so I'm sad. And now I'm getting mad because I'm going to move north. I'm going to kill stuff because I'm mad. Roar! That's the sound that monsters make. Okay, +1 to the Alchemist Lab. I don't know why I made that sound. That's just the sound that people make, right? It is what it is. Okay. It is what it is. I said it again. Wow. Lots of free therapy. Okay, +2 from the sawmill. And now, as we're heading north, I think that we're going to try and make sure that this continent does not get re-attacked. We're going to have a hero sit here on these stone liths. We're going to have, it looks like at the moment, Saracen, but probably it'll be Halon, go into a boat. We'll have another hero go get this gold mine. We're gonna show you that we can't actually pick it up. It'll be Miriam. She'll do her job. Heading north. And then what is the green sorceress gonna steal from me now? Very funny to see the green sorceress dimension door 1 square over, just so that way they don't have to fight whatever monsters are guarding that treasure. Very funny to see. There are so many yellow heroes dimension dooring everywhere. Orange is relentlessly pursuing red, and folks, I think that we just saw the end of red. Red player has been vanquished. Even if we win this scenario, we've lost. The power of friendship is more important than riches or gold or anything, and we have lost the best treasure of all. That's so sad. I'm so sad. We're gonna give over these Titans. Well, anyway, yeah, it's the greatest treasure of all, and enough of that. It's gone, it's done, it's over. And Halon's gonna try and get into the boat probably tomorrow. He could actually get into this one. We're gonna save ourselves the gold, and he's gonna sail to Treasure Island. Pick up your shovels, boys. We got a map, and the map has an X on it. Yar. We also have an observation tower. Let's see what it tells us. I'm surprised. This actually doesn't look very... This actually doesn't look very interesting as far as the map goes. This looks kind of sparse. I think that the wasteland terrain is pretty beautifully done. Looks like there's, lots of beautiful berms in the grass, and this map is interesting to look at here in the green. And in the dirt. I mean, look at this, with the lake and then the trees all around it. I mean, this is beautiful. That just looks kind of plain. They did some stuff. They put lava pools down. It's just, maybe it's just the terrain. Maybe I just don't like the terrain myself. Warlock lava. Yep, warlocks are on lava. We cannot pick up this castle, because of course not. Are there any heroes in these boats? Oh, whoop. Oh no, Rebecca the sorceress is gonna get away. She's gone. You just go north. We just have to go north. Because I think that wherever we are, we're gonna be not too far away from some castles. Much like we had castles to deal with, I think that the enemy has multiple castles. And again, we need to break orange. Orange just defeated red. The knights are gone. And so while they are over there dealing with them, we need to head north. We need to head up. That's my plan. We're sticking to it. It's day 7. I made 2 mistakes there. I probably should have looked to see if I could have gotten another cloud castle, number 1. And number 2, I probably should have purchased as many titans as I could, just in case with the new month, it's month of the plague. Now, if it hits month of the plague right now, the word shocked will be a little bit of an understatement. It will be accurate, but it will be a little bit of an understatement. And so, how to carry on, how to move forward here, I do not know. If, of course, it is month of the plague. It is not, it's month of the ant. Look at us imagining the very worst things that could happen. Oh, thank you. 10 wood, 10 mercury, 10 ore, 10 sulfur, 10 gems, 10 crystal, 5,000 gold. No. That's a bonus that they put there for the computer players only. And I'm still intrigued that that was the best way to make that happen. I wonder how they determined that you were a computer player or not. I really do wonder. Halon the Wizard has no chance, I think. We do have the Resurrect True. That's going to be basically 1 Titan at a time that we can Resurrect True. These are lots of black dragons. These are way too much to deal with. And I think that we are obligated to immediately go back. If only 1 hero had landed, okay, sure, maybe fine. We go and we press our luck into some dragons. Otherwise, I think that we come back in this direction. I think we must. I am going to, if I get into the boat, I'm probably going to lose Halon. But I'll probably save at least one of these castles. We're going to do this. We're going to get into the boat, hope the enemy stays away from me because of our big scary hero here. We're going to have Saracen actually not try and defend. We're going to have him take all 4 Titans and the rocks. Magi are still unupgraded, so I don't really want to get them because I don't want to pay the cost later to upgrade them. We still only have 7,600 gold. Note that we would have 4,000 gold if we had this, which we don't because of reasons. And then I'm just going to steal your boat. Zam is going to be very bold and very dead and steal a boat. Here I am strictly just showing you this, that we have now walked on this gold mine and nothing happens. It stays under the guard of green. And so it's just gone forever. There's that old saying, with friends like these, who needs enemies? As green, dimension doors all in my territory and steals my stuff. Yeah. By the way, we are noticing as we are seeing some of these, as we're seeing some of these opportunities, orange just town portaled away. That was not town gate, that was town portal. There is a castle with town portal somewhere on this map, and that is both exciting and scary. But there are tents. There is, let's see, a gold tent, an orange tent, a couple of different tents around here. I wonder what they go to, and I wonder if it's too late. Maybe because it's so late into the game, I've already had my opportunity to pick up tents like that, and I just have missed them. Heart of Fire, 2 of them don't help. We've already found out. Good to know. And we, again, are going to leave 3 Titans. These Titans are going to hopefully take so many opportunities there. It looks like Basenje is under siege. Maybe these heroes are running from me, and maybe they're just doing their best to run in a direction that'll take them into this castle that they know has Titans. I don't know the answer, but we are going to see how tough Rebecca is. We're going to purchase just the boars, and we're going to split them into 5 stacks, like so. So we are going to get a chance to look at her. And it looks like once again, this castle is going to change hands. So many Titans are at home, so we do need to bring those to the front. And then Zam was able to hop into this boat, and he is, I mean, he's here. I didn't really think he'd survive, to be honest. I did not. What? Folks, there's a barrow mound right there. There's a barrow mound. I think it's in the middle of trees, though. I think it's in the middle of impassable terrain. What in the world? Look at that. That's so interesting. Huh. And, I mean, there's a horde of ghosts guarding it. We might want to land. That's so interesting. Oh, and by the way, I didn't realize till just now, but these stone liths here go to these stone liths. Of course, it's on par for the course that it's lots of genies that are guarding 3 genie lamps, but that's a very interesting opportunity as well. You see right here, a teal tint, a brown tint. Where did those go? I don't even know where those go to. I haven't seen any liths anywhere on the map. Maybe they're just tents because, you know, camping is intense. Help! The lighthouse is being besieged by Medusas. I can't hold out much longer. I think we saw that over here. I gotcha. I got you, friend. It's going to have to be somebody other than me that's going to save you, though. I am not that guy. And then we are going to go on to the new day. But yeah, I'm not that guy. Whoa, green is... Either green thinks that they can defeat that hero, or they just made a serious miscalculation. Notice the green is in my territory and not helping me defeat either yellow or orange. Like, pick one of them for me, please. Huh. Yellow does land. My forces suffer a bitter defeat in this castle. 25 black dragons, 300 centaurs, 84 griffins, 88 of the rangers, and it looks like it's going to be 19 of the titans, or 19 of the crusaders. My word. That's a little too hot to handle for me. I'd rather kill 5 of these rangers than anything. We're going to skip. Oh, you're going to resurrect True? Are you? How many hit points do you have? How many magic points? 64 spell points, 2 attack, 3 defense. Rebecca is so dead. We're going to kill her so dead. She has no chance. I think she knows it. And I'm not going to let her get away. In fact, we're going to do this and then make her resurrect True one more time. Wow, she just cost herself 30 spell points. That is magnificent. Wow. And it looks like both heroes are fairly close to me. I might be able to defeat both of these enemies in my territory and put this back onto lockdown. And I don't feel so bad about that. I don't feel so bad about the fact that I came back to defend my territory. Oh, hello. Mostly because green is holding this castle of Hilltop. I think that that's actually pretty okay for me. I do think we're fine. We're going to land in 2 turns. We're going to go around this long way so that we are safer. These whirlpools have been dangerous. And in fact, we just did see Alamar get into the boat. We're going to send Zam as a distraction in this direction. And hopefully he gets immediately swallowed up. He's not even going to have a chance with his 1 boar. Yeah, if Alamar wants to do a single magic arrow, that will be enough. But we're going to go for our treasure, boys. I think that you are obligated to defeat Phineas, then Rebecca, and then this gentleman. If lots of black dragons combines with lots of black dragons, right now, with my 14 titans, I think I can win these fights. If it's 50 black dragons though, I can't do it. So we have to kill at least 1 and 2. Apparently this is going to cost me 13 titans. I kind of refuse to believe that. I say that, and then I say to myself, well, maybe. 12 attack, 5 defense. 16 attack, 16 defense. And so, for example, these war trolls with 22 attack skill are going to be doing reduced damage to me. Everybody's going to be doing reduced damage to me, but still. I feel like this actually isn't a terrible time for a mirror image. We're going to have plenty of spell points, right? For these future fights. Because of these future fights, I'm going to be safe, and I'm not going to cast mirror image. I'm just going to cast the steel skin and stick with our usual strategy. And I'm going to attack the stack of creatures that can kill me right now. They're dead. And they're gone. Shield on the Cyclops. Not only is it a good choice, it's the best choice. And so I like that decision from them. Because my steel skin is still up, I don't feel like I need to do anything but cast a Dispel. So I shall. Wait, what? Did you see this? Phineas the Barbarian has the artifact that makes it so Dispel magic does not work. These Cyclops for the next 2 turns are going to be shielded. We cannot stop it. That is so very interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're not going to get to us this turn. We're going to kill 6 to 9. We're going to teleport out of here next turn, and we are going to see... Oh, there's so many spells that could be so very good. Huh. Unfortunately, all of our creatures are too fast. I think that we must cast the blind will have no effect. The paralyze will though. Man, they took out 2 of my 3 options for spells. Way to go, Phineas. I'm proud of you. I'm anticipating a cure that works. I think that's silly because it tells me everything I need to do now. We're going to continue now just to do the paralyze as we focus next on Ogre Lords, but I mean, if you're going to continue to do that, the damage there is not very good. And you're still going to lose your turn. Huh. Okay, well, this fight was a little squirrely. This was not what I expected at all, but this will work. This is fine. And pretty soon they're going to be out of spell points anyway, so be it. So be it. Maybe we can get a sort of a blind lock down here. We're going to have to wait and see. It feels unlikely. And we still have 1 Titan only down. Let's do the paralyze. Let's do the paralyze one more time. Kill most of these orcs. And then this upcoming fight, this upcoming round, I think that we paralyze one more time and then we've got him in the lock. So because there's 23 Cyclops, the enemy's not going to run. We're going to take the time to do our Resurrect True. Bring back our Titans. We're going to skip and skip. And fire away, boys. Fire away. 6 speed, 5 speed. Done. Cool. So no losses, 10,000 experience. That looks pretty good. The only issue I have with that fight is how many spell points we spent. Let's see what artifacts you... We don't have any room for artifacts, do we? Saracen. Oh, and there was 4 more Titans here. Man, you ever feel like you're just making life harder for yourself? I feel like that sometimes. I feel like that a lot of the time. We're gonna forego 2 spell power because we're coming up on, I believe, Orange's toughest hero. And they've got to have something. I mean, if there's been this many legendary scepters and all that, they've got to have a couple of nice things. I think we attack here. I think we attack here. And we take the artifacts, hopefully. and we win the fight. I don't love this fight. I don't love this fight, but we're going to do it. And I'm going to split off 2 Titans to the bottom. Just so that way I can withstand the enemy's pressure a little bit more. Looks like it says we're going to lose. I do still think that we have plenty of spell points to do our predetermined tactic. 254 spell points. That's an awful lot. Let's do the steel skin now. Let's focus on the scariest 112. Whoa. It's a good thing that Rebecca and this guy didn't meet up. We would have been in so much trouble. Anti-magic on the Hydras. That is the most I don't care look I've ever seen in my life. Like, I don't even care. That was a mistake, by the way. I just spent 2 Titans damage on these centaurs. Yeah, I killed a lot of them, but I mean, the Black Dragons have 24 attack versus 13. These guys don't do anything. These guys actually do something to me. So in my haste, I made a mistake there. I think, I don't know. I expect there to be so many anti-magics. 10 attack, 10 defense, 15 spell power, 16 knowledge, 153 spell points left for Invarlin the Warlock. Very interesting portrait. 16, 16, 20, and 30. Blood morale, Irish luck. I think that the morale is actually going to matter a lot. I'm a little hesitant to do like a bloodlust. It's good, but I worry that it won't be as good as I would hope. I'm worried that I'll cast the bloodlust and then the enemy is going to just dispel me because 2 spells are too good to deal with. We're gonna wait and find out. Another anti-magic. Okay. 1 Titan goes down. We're not going to make that same mistake we just made there. Damage goes up north. And that steel skin's actually doing pretty good for us. Down to 12 Titans. We started off with 16. We've lost 4 Titans in 2 rounds. We are holding. We are holding, folks. This is fine. We're going to attack. How do I want to do this? Mirror image sounds good, doesn't work because the dragons have the double hex attack. We're just going to start resurrecting True for 1,000 hit points. There's no sense. It's going to do the most damage out of anything. Just resurrecting True is going to do the most damage more than anything could do. And by the way, usually I would worry about Hydras being anti-magicked because you'd like to deal with them from afar. We're going to have, number 1, so much of our ranged damage, it's not going to really matter. There goes the dispel. And number 2, we're going to have ourselves a beautiful, wonderful teleport spell just for whenever we get into a little bit of trouble. We're not going to get stuck. By the way, have you noticed that the Minotaur Kings have been taking the retaliation from these Titans? And oh boy, has it been a lot. It's been a lot of retaliation. Pretty bad, by the way. Up to 13, we're still shy on our Titans. That's down to 15 dragons. We were at 20 plus. We're down to 15. Not too bad, not too shabby. Next retaliation is going to kill those Minotaurs. Good luck it is. Down to 14 of the Black Dragons. And hey, why not try that again? Close, close. Where will the Hydras go? Cannot say. 209 spell points left remain for us. Another 3 Black Dragons goes down. 1 more Titan. And, you know, it's probably time for me to start thinking about killing some of these other troops. Just so that way there's less for me to try and later prevent the enemy from running with. It may come down to this, folks. Here's my thought process. There's 9 more turns on these Hydras. I have to kill everybody else in 9 turns. So that way I can blind lock the Hydras and slowly kill them to death. I mean, that's what you do with Hydras. You kill them to death. Any enemy on sight, you kill them to death. But we're especially going to do the best we can with that. That was pretty nice. That made me smile. But in 9 turns, I'm going to be able to blind lock them, paralyze them. Whatever the case is, whatever will feel best to me, I'll do that. And we'll go from there. Oh my goodness, the enemy has a trick up their sleeve. They can cast that 4 more times. We are in trouble. Did you outsmart me? Did you outfox me? The Armageddon does 1,500 damage. That did 1,500 damage. Folks, if that Armageddon does 1,500 damage, we can't out-heal that with the Resurrect True for 1,000 hit points. That's going to be 4 instances. That's going to be 2,000 extra damage. That's going to be way more than we have in Titans. Okay, let me tell you this. I'm going to tell you this right now. Phixfox is a genius. I don't want any of you guys to ever tell me otherwise. I know I'm a genius. In my heart of hearts, I know I'm a genius. I know I'm a champion. I know I'm a winner. I know I'm the guy. I'm the guy that's going to make this fight go my way. You want to Armageddon me because you're anti-magic tier and anti-magic tier? Psych! Watch this. Oh gosh, it's 4 against 3, 4 against 5. Hold on. We can't Resurrect True the Titans. We got to Resurrect True these ones. And then they've got to run. Oh, did I make a mistake? That was actually pretty big, that morale was. Oh, and thankfully the turrets are attacking these guys. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, thank goodness. Where are your spell points? You still got 99? What are you doing? Okay, so the black dragons have made it so the hydras can't come in. But you're not doing the Armageddon anymore. Interesting. 4 more turns. Jeez, 4 more turns. I'm gonna opt to wait on my spell. Lightning bolt. 1 creature goes down. I've 160. 160. It's amazing how much damage these turrets are doing, by the way. Have you noticed? Let's see. Right turret. Let's see. 22, 9, and 10. Okay, they're not doing that much. But it's been enough to more or less equalize that fight, it felt like. Jeez. Why do we gotta cut these things so close? That's also another famous Phixfox saying. My word. We're gonna run in just 1 second. These Titans are gonna step up. Oh, jeez. Oof. I wonder if you can... Hold on, we're gonna test something. You cannot magic mirror a anti-magic troop. I can't cast a spell here because of the anti-magic. I think what I can do is I can do the Resurrect True here. I've got enough spell points. I just really want to make sure I can blind lock these hydras when all is said and done. That's really what I got to do. I wish I had ballistics. I wish I could actually like not have these turrets to deal with anymore. That would actually be wonderful. 295 hit points there. When the black dragon goes down and the hydras are anti-magicked, that's where we win. So, one last time. Here. Here. And if the enemy doesn't run right now, then we win. Okay, we win. Our blinds are going to last forever. 20 turns. That's going to give us 7 turns worth of Resurrect Trues to get our forces back up to full. We're going to have the Titans all, let's see, 1 in the bottom corner, 1 in the top corner. We're still going to take this damage. There goes the left turret. It's gone. We're going to wait here as we wait for our Resurrect True to come off cooldown. The gate there is busted open. We're waiting on these hydras. No spells are coming out because, hey, buddy, you don't get any. 10 more turns. Skip, 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 skip. And I'm the best there ever was. Not true, but it's fun to say it out loud because then you feel like you're awesome. In fact, you know what? I want you, next time you wake up in the morning, I want you to go look in your mirror. Wherever you are in your home and with your daily routine, I want you to look in the mirror and I want you to like say these words, I'm awesome. And I don't want you to let anybody tell you otherwise because I know it's true and you should know it's true too. Okay, we're going to have 10, looks like 14 to 15 blinds. 14 to 15 blinds on these hydras. Can we do it? Yes, we can. 109 down to 91. We're going to go, let's see, we're going to go here, and then we're going to cast Blind one more time. This bottom Titan actually is going to come in pretty handy. We're going to go here, and here, here. Don't mess up. Here. Skip. And we're torching them. Absolutely torching them. And with the good luck, is that going to end it? That does. We're going to end up losing 2 Titans. I was going to do a couple more Resurrect Truths there at the end. The good luck actually was a little bit unlucky. But folks, for 23,000 experience, we just killed Orange's toughest hero with 31 Black Dragons, 112 Hydras, 72 of the Minotaur Kings, 360 of the Centaurs, and we lost 2 Titans doing it. That is marvelous. That is marvelous. And that feels wonderful. I know I started off this video trying to be real chill. I know that right there, the hype probably came up a little bit. Folks, life is meant to be enjoyed. There's ups, there's downs, and that was a good up. Let's see what we get for our trouble. Oh, that's pretty good. +5 from the Staff of Wizardry. Black Pearl 2 and 2, not bad. Superior Scroll of Knowledge +4. And then we do run out of slots. We do get the knowledge +1. I think that at this point, I'm feeling fine. If there were better artifacts than a +4 to knowledge, then okay, but I think we did just fine with it, and I don't regret not having, or I don't regret keeping the Lightning Helm. If you notice, that Lightning Helm actually saved us a bunch of damage in that fight. A bunch of damage. And so with full artifacts, and maybe we'll change this out with the Black Pearl, we're at 16, 16, 27, 37. We're going to stay overnight in the Mage Guild so we can get back up to massive amounts of spell points. And folks, let's see what Rebecca does. I don't know. I don't care. Tonight, we sleep easy. Tonight, we sleep good. Green has taken the middle yellow barbarian castle in the snowy north. That's pretty interesting. Still not helping us out with Rebecca. That is kind of a lot to ask, though, if I'm being honest. And yellow wants to challenge me for the resources in the middle. Oh, nope, they've just pieced out. They're gone. Never mind. Zam did a great job. Zam did everything I wanted him to do. He drew attention this way. Green, I do want Green to still hold that Warlock Castle. I don't know if there's dragons in there or not, but I want them to. Oh, and Green actually lost a pretty tough hero. Vitania has dragons and bone dragons, and they took out someone. Who, though, I do not know. We're going to have to find out in a moment. Okay. Same thing, just with all these spell points. Let's do this one more time. And I don't feel like this fight is nearly as interesting. Oh no, Phixfox lost. But unless there's some trick that I don't know about, I think that we know exactly how this fight's going to go. It's just a matter of doing it. 2 attack, 3 defense, 9 spell power, 8 of the knowledge. I'm going to cast the Steel Skin here. One more time. Da 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 da. It's time to celebrate. The shield is actually, once again, a really nice play. We're going to see what we do in this fight. Crusaders aren't going to get in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, they're not going to get into this fight unless the Black Dragons go south. I don't know why they'd waste their damage on one Titan, though. That just seems wrong to me. They cast the Mass Shield round 1. We don't have much of an answer to that. And so I feel comfortable just casting maybe the Bloodlust. Let's see if they're going to dispel a Bloodlust and a Steel Skin. Those are 9 additional stats. That's pretty good. If I was them, I would. They get good luck on the Black Dragons. They do use the Dispel. That's a good choice on their part. And I'm actually going to just let my Titan walk. He's going to be more effective doing melee damage in person because he attacks doing full damage and he'll retaliate. Whereas at ranged, he will not. We're going to kill, again, 2 to 3 of the Black Dragons. We killed 2. These Crusaders are making a beeline for us, which we say, ha, and also leave me alone. Good, wow, she's got some really good luck. Sorceresses, by the way, as a hero, they tend to get luck. It's most likely to be offered for Sorceresses more than any other faction, so not unfortunate or not uncalled for, not uncommon to see that. I am going to cast one of my Resurrect Trues now. I just realized we just picked up so much spell power. Our Resurrect Trues are actually going to... We're going to have to check to see exactly how many Titans they return to us, but I think it's going to be most of them. I really do. 165 points of health here. Going down there, going down there. Good luck, good morale. And I think I'm just going to let the Black Dragons help me off on this retaliation. It's going to be 1,300 hit points worth of Titans that are going to come up each and every time. I'm going to do the Mass Cure. I got so many spell points, it'll be fine. That'll return some spell points here, return some spell points there. And it'll get rid of the curse that was there just a second ago. 181. I mean, you might as well kill some Crusaders. 36 damage. Yeah, I said it before, I'll say it again. They tickle. And I think I can just do the Mass Cures to prevent any more losses. More than anything else, I think that'll make the most sense. Might be about time. Might be about time to start looking at a Paralyze. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do a Paralyze on these Centaurs. We can't kill all these Crusaders. We'll kill a couple of them. Okay, 95 hit points left. It's fine. And the damage is just weird here. I'm not able to do nearly as much damage as I would like. I don't know why I stepped away there. That was a mistake. One more Titan goes down. Yeah, and I can't stop the enemy. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit the Rangers once. I was going to back off, but never mind. And then we're just going to do the blind heal. Hit him. Hit him. And then go. I would feel bad, except, hey man. Orange was the toughest guy in the Oracle, so I'm not going to feel bad at all. 25 Black Dragons. Honestly, thank goodness that those dragons didn't combine, especially on that 10 and 10 attack and defense hero. So we don't have any room for artifacts. Through eagle-eyed observation, Carolyn is able to learn the magic spell Mass Shield. That is super cool. That's the thing. Okay, so I got a wonderful comment. And I have to pull this up just to make sure I give credit where credit is due, folks. So bear with me for just one moment. I need to go and look at this comment. It was a comment on a little bit of an older video, but one of the ones that is always fairly relevant. It was the video on secondary skills, and it was actually one of my very first kind of tier ranking videos, which we did talk about in the previous scenario, and how tier rankings are kind of hard to do and kind of hard to do well because it all depends, right? It all depends on something, and it's hard to verify what makes the most sense. But here was the comment, and it was from Marcus Ramekin. Let's see. I appreciate he gave me a nice compliment in the very beginning, and then he brings a very good point here. He says, your criteria has some issues. Navigation is an absolute S tier skill in its place. There are times, see maps, when you will want that skill more than any single other skill in the game, being prevented by your own setup. From calling it S tier is like, I don't know, having to call the best designed torpedo in the world C tier because not every military ship or not every military target is a ship. And so it's a good conversation about, what makes a secondary skill, what makes, these secondary skills A tier, S tier, F tier, whatever. And here's the thing. When Eagle Eye works like it just did there for the Mass Shield, it feels good. It feels really good. The problem with Eagle Eye, for example, though, is that you only have a 40% chance to learn up to the 4th level spell or below. In that case, though, what a fun 4th level spell to now have in my spell book. And that means you could potentially learn Berserk. That means you could learn Mass Cure, Mass Haste, Mass Slow. Like, there's a lot of good spells you could learn with Expert Eagle Eye. And so, is it going to be S tier for me ever? No. But I think that this individual brought up a very good point in that, sometimes the effect is really what matters. The navigation on a water map, you can't possibly be sad about it. And I have to agree with that. I think that that's perfect. Perfectly good reasoning there. I still don't think that navigation is going to be S tier for me, because I think it's valid for me to say that my criteria does have to include a little bit of, well, yeah, but how hard is it to use, or how easy is it for me to use this secondary skill? Some of these secondary skills, they're so niche, and sometimes they're good and sometimes they're just so bad. Hard to accurately place them. And again, one of the points that was made in the previous video, I believe it was by Derek, who said that they dislike tier ranking videos, again, because it all depends. On this map, navigation, probably like a C or B tier skill. There's enough water here, you could use it. Let's call it B tier. On surf and turf, S tier. And that's just the way it is. So, okay. Looks like we mentioned already that green lost their foothold not only in the barbarian lands, but they just lost their foothold in the warlock lands. The orange warlocks have taken back Hilltop. Yeah, buddy, but I'm guessing that if I've got my Thieves Guilds, your toughest hero right now, orange, is Croto. 5 attack, 8 defense, 7 power, 5 knowledge. You are a far cry from being very tough. And actually, hold on. In fact, if you look at these portraits, there's only one other special portrait that was from the prison, and then us. We're feeling A-okay. I'm not sad about what's happening here. And we are now picking up tons of resources. We're going to try and prioritize gold here, I think. I think that the gold will be the most important, but I am going to go for these gems here. 14 gems up to 17 there. And Vesper doesn't look that tough. And if we can stop him from just getting free access here, I'd like to do that. I'm hoping he's so very, very slow on the sand. I think that he will be, but we will have to wait and find out. Sarakin was heading in this direction, but really he's a doorstop. His job is to sit on these lifts and make sure that enemies have to set sail to come and get me. Ector, the Green Knight, is actually looking to land. Let's support our allies. It sounds like they've got a good plan, and if that plan is just to cause hate and discontent and havoc, then so be it. I will fully support them in doing that. It's day 5. I'm going to wait to trade some resources, but I am going to send these Titans up north, because this time I will not be dissuaded. I will not turn myself around. We will head into Orange's territory. We're going to take as many of their castles as we can, because even though we've taken out their tough heroes, we know that they have all of Red's holdings, and so their income is still very, very high, and I don't want to have to deal with more of them. Yellow is poking their little nose into the desert. What they don't realize is that they are poking their nose into a little mouse trap, and their little nose is their little mouse nose. And if they do not back off now, they will get caught in the trap, because we are coming for them. They can't get through this way. Throng of skeletons will stop them. I'm really interested to see what this Sphinx is all about. 7 more dwarves goes down. Don't really care. 6 additional gems. That feels great. 7 more dwarves goes down. Plus the estates. This is good. This is good. But there's 1, 2, 3 Sphinx. That seemeth me pretty good. Oh, wait. Hold on. Where are you going? What are you doing? Does Thundax just not care? He must not care. I mean, it's not that he couldn't have seen me. A glorious victory, and it cost me 5 Titans. I think I could do better. Whoa, look at these armies. Look at these forces. Folks, I had a good day at work, right? Today was not a bad day. Today was a good day. Things went out fine. Sometimes I do embarrassing things, and then it's like late at night and I'm laying in bed and I have a hard time falling asleep because I'm thinking about that dumb thing I did. Today was not one of those days. Today is a great day. But you know what makes my day even better? When I come home, I play Heroes of Might and Magic, and I have Titans that are so unstoppable. And it feels so great. We're going to cast Mirror Image because you're not going to get to me in time for you to stop this. The War Trolls are probably going to attack these gentlemen. I say that we just get a whole host of damage off on your orc chiefs, and it's gonna last. Never mind. Oh man, I thought for a second that they would get to stick around for another turn. Darn, that was close. I just feel like killing 501 goblins. I just feel like getting good morale here and paralyzing somebody. How about, I don't know, who's got more hit points? 80 times 22 or 60 times, okay. Ogre Lords have the most health, so we're gonna paralyze here. Hope that we can kill this full stack. We're gonna go down, and hopefully they use the Dispel or the Anti-Magic, actually. And because they did that, I think that we're actually... No, the spell power is low enough that I think that we can be fine. My concern is I want to get a Paralyze off where I can. And it looks like it's going to be right. Let's see. How do I do this? I think that we just... I don't know. I don't think I could stop this. Let's do this. Let's attack. It's not gonna be enough. And then let's go right here. Let's let them attack me. Curse. Good luck. Now I should be able to kill you in one go. No, not with a curse. And that's actually better, I think. One more turn on the anti-magic. Okay, there it works out. Yeah, I just want to make sure this gentleman does not get the chance to run. And they shall not. Skips all around. We start off with 15 and 1. That means that one more Resurrect True. And then death. Cool. And that 15 Titans lost is actually from the mirror image, so we didn't lose anybody at all. +1 spell power. Feels pretty good. I like these artifacts. I don't think that there's anything I would change here. Let me know if there's anything that you would change here. Should I kick out the Foremost Scroll of Knowledge? I don't think so. I don't know what else I'm going to find this better. Even though I have so much knowledge, I do have a lot of knowledge though. I could probably let go of that one of those Scrolls of Knowledge. But everything else stays. Everything else stays. Okay. That's going to go on to Halon whenever he comes back from the war. And I don't know if it's going to be Marini or Saracen that actually leads the forces here. But whichever one of them can be best supported by this green hero that's just dip-dopping around, they'll do it. Huh. This feels good. Some days I come home from work and I get to play a game and I feel like I am a Titan myself. And so I do. Oh, they abandoned Vesper. They summoned Vesper's boat away from him. Very sad. Hey, do you remember when that happened in the Dominion playthrough and they marooned their own hero, Crag Hack? That was really nice. It made me laugh. I got a good chuckle out of that one. I don't want to pull a Kawhi Leonard and do a chuckle that actually sounds horrible, so I'm not going to try. I keep wanting to go north. I feel so obligated. I feel like I must do this fight. This is a must do. Now we can't be reached here. It's possible that they're going to reach here. It'll be day 7, day 1. They can get some extra troops. I'm going to see if I can send Saracen over in this direction so he can do a resupply for me. And we're going to go as far as we can to right here. And if you get back to the boat, you die. If you go through Titans and, whoa, a horde of Titans, you die. If you go here, you die. Here, you die. This is just bad. You can't possibly win this fight. I'm just going to get you. I'm coming for you. A merchant from faraway lands trades. A merchant from faraway lands trades you a new invention of his people for traveling supplies. It makes distant objects appear closer, and he calls it a telescope. +1 to our scouting. Not too bad. And then we are going to pick up the gold as we go towards this Vesper fellow. If he steps on the Sphinx and takes whatever's in there, I'm going to be pretty upset. I am going to split these Titans just in case he has like 12 to 15 lightning damage. that would feel pretty embarrassing if Vesper found a way to just drop a house on me. And so let's just be a little bit smart about how we do these things. By the way, there's no guarantee that we are better than Dominus. It feels like we're unstoppable with the combination of Resurrect True and the Titans. It feels like we're unstoppable. Every time I've ever felt unstoppable in Heroes of Might and Magic, the game always puts me in my place. Almost without fail. There's a few times where, yeah, it's over, sure. But there's a few times, plenty of times, where I learn my place. It puts me in my place. Vesper is a thorn in my side. You will steal no more of my artifacts. See? See? How are you going to kill one of my Titans? I don't know, but I don't want it to happen. I wish I did have something like... Oh, I don't know. Something good. Is with 7 spell power, do you really do 300 points of damage with, say, a Chain Lightning? I mean, you must. Maybe I should have actually grouped up my Titans for an anti-magic. Whoops. I can Fire Blast. I can kill 2 Centaurs there. Kill most of them there. Good luck and morale. Anybody? Nope, the enemies just fled. That's fine. I thought they were about to Armageddon for a second. I was like, whoa, no, don't do that. Okay. And now we're going to take some freebies. +3 attack, and this is Joe Josh. He's got to go through a horde of water elementals. I'm going to probably just resupply. There's stuff to resupply with. And we're going to get this Sphinx. If Halon dies, he dies. I'll feel so silly. And this is not my usual thing, but I feel like I must. I must go on the treasure hunt. I must do this, even though I feel like I'm in the driver's seat. I feel like I must. Dominus has a horde. Do I have... No, I don't. I don't have Identify Hero. He's got a horde of the Power Liches, a horde of the Royal Mummies, a throng. You've got a throng of Vampire Lords, lots of Bone Dragons, and zounds of Skeletons. We're going to fight this fight anyway. And even without spells, we're still going to win. Wait, do I have auto spellcasting on? No. Without spells, we still win this fight. 16 attack, 16 defense, 8 attack, 4 defense. I guess that our attack and our defense is just that good. With spells, though, shouldn't be a problem. Let's... Wow. I mean, let's Steel Skin, because that just makes too much sense. Here. Oh. I would be very upset if I was the enemy right now, but I'm not. So I'm happy. 109 vampires is going to be a little bit tricky to deal with, just because you can't kill them on the retaliation, and so for that reason, we're actually going to attack them directly. Anti-magic on the Power Lich is a little bit surprising. Did not anticipate that. And because we're going to get to basically go next, they've cast their spell, I'm just going to do this with the Titans. And the Titans are going to go around and attack these Vampire Lords. Oh... Bone Dragons have the highest attack skill. They're still the best thing to kill. 1, 2, 3. If I attack right here, I'll get the damage off. 5 to 8 more. Bone Dragons, sure, why not? I don't have a spell that's going to do that much damage anyway, so it's still the right call. This is a little annoying with the with the Power Liches. I think I'm still going to work on these Vampire Lords. I do lose the Titan. The mummies are going to get their chance to step up in just 1 second. Because all these creatures are coming, I am going to teleport on over. And now I have somebody who I actually want to retaliate against. Nice dispel. Don't mind that. Don't mind that at all. I kind of want to get this first shot off on these skeletons, because they can still do a pretty hefty amount of damage. Let's see. 12 attack. 31 defense. Never mind. They're going to be doing nothing. Still got to focus on the Vampire Lords. Phixfox, doesn't it make sense to attack the skeletons? Here's my thought process. 540 just did 235 damage. They are reduced to 30% of their total damage. Once again, I've said it before, I'll say it again. They tickle. And that's because lower tier units inherently have lower attack skill, unless of course they are beefed up by their big awesome hero. And so... interesting. And so it's fine. It's really fine to attack the lesser troops that are higher attack skill. In fact, it's the antithesis to the argument that I've made several times where I say, well, why don't I just attack this huge stack of centaurs instead of the big group of bone dragons? I can kill 80 centaurs. Why don't I kill 80 centaurs instead of maybe kill one black dragon? And the point is that, like, yeah, you can do that, but ultimately, who's still going to do more damage? And it's always going to be this high attack skill bone dragon. 19 attack versus the 12 attack. It does matter, is kind of my point. It does matter. So, that's my advice for the day. Take it or leave it. As we lose 14 Titans. Not really. Feels good. That feels really good. I'm never going to use Animate Dead, but it feels really good just to have it. The enemy running there doesn't hurt my feelings too bad. Looks like Castor's coming up. He would like to tangle with me. Oh, and I gotta tell you, I was very disappointed in myself. I realized in watching parts of this previous playthrough that there were several times where I missed this fountain. Folks, this is right along the road. There are several times where I just missed the opportunity for +1 luck. And that was a mistake. And it was a mistake I made several times, and it hurt my heart each and every time I made that mistake. And too right it should. I think that that's just a sign of, honestly, just not paying attention. I missed that. I did not even notice that it was there until I watched it on the replay. Now, granted, whenever I start up a game, I usually talk about, well, I see this, and I talk about my priorities because that's part of my process in order for me to be effective. I have to prioritize and I have to use my OODA Loop, right? The OODA Loop is an acronym, and OODA Loop stands for, let me pull that up real quick. I'll tell you in just 1 second. I didn't realize that it paused things when I minimize out. OODA Loop stands for a decision-making framework that consists of 4 stages. That's observation, orientation, decision, and action. So OODA, O-O-D-A, observe, orientation, decision, and action. And the point of the OODA Loop is that you are trying your best, as we drink from the sweet waters and gain luck, to figure out threats or opportunities, to then position yourself in a way that you can deal with them in whatever way makes the most sense to you. You then decide how you're going to do it or what you're going to do, and then you act. That's my general loop that I'm running from playthrough to playthrough, from minute to minute, from moment to moment. And sadly and unfortunately, I do believe that those fountains just weren't high enough on my priority list in my OODA Loop to be recognized as an opportunity or a threat. And that makes me kind of sad because it's really a great opportunity if only you will take it. And I just didn't. That makes me sad. I'm going to do this real quick, by the way. This is a mistake. This is all a mistake. It's a mistake. I get it. It's bad. We're going to lose Sarkin and his artifacts. And then I'm probably going to get them back from Vitania. You know how it goes. Okay. But yeah, I was pretty sad that my priority list was so shocked by, oh, a castle for growth, and oh, a golden bow, and oh, an artesian spring, and oh, there's a blue door, and oh, that's where the doors were. There were doors on this map. I forgot about that. Point being that I missed out because my priorities were not recognizing the value of +1 luck. And I think that +1 luck actually matters an awful lot. Matters an awful lot. Being able to occasionally do double damage, that's pretty great. The only drawback is that it's not very consistent, but the actual effect is tremendous. Same with morale. That was dirty. Folks, I don't know, right? Like, I don't know if we're going to use Dimension Door in this map. At least I thought that, and now I'm for sure going to. The enemies have just shown you why Dimension Door is the best spell in the game? Let me think about that. Is Dimension Door the best spell in the game? I have to think it is. If you don't think Dimension Door is the best spell in the game, then what is? It gives you everything you need. If you're doing your OODA Loop, it removes all of the skill in logistical planning because you observe a new threat and you just say, oh, I'm going to orient myself where I just go boop, 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 bam, boop, and then I'm over here, and then the problems are all solved. And then your acting is pretty easy. I don't know. So, best spell in the game? I think so. The Sphinx says, I have a riddle for you. The Sphinx says, answer correctly and you shall be rewarded. Answer incorrectly and you shall be eaten. Do you accept the challenge? We do. Unfortunately, I don't have chat here to help me out. So through time and space, I need you to scream out the answer if you know it. The Sphinx asks the following riddle. With this thing alone, you will have defeated the strongest foe? With this thing alone, you will have defeated the strongest foe. What kind of riddle? Okay. With this thing alone, you will have defeated the strongest foe. Initially, my thought is victory, and then my secondary thought was friendship. Because that would make sense, right? On a map like this, like friendship would kind of make sense because it's a 3-on-3 map. I don't know if I should spend a lot of time on this. With this thing alone, you will have defeated your strongest foe. I'm going to lose Halon the wizard. If you would have gotten this correctly, I need you to let me know. Because if you ever wonder, hey, why is Phixfox always scared of sphinxes? This is why. If you have victory, you have defeated the strongest foe. Like, that just makes sense, right? Oh my gosh. That is excellent. Looking somewhat disappointed, the Sphinx sighs. You've answered my riddle, so here's your reward. Now be gone. +5 defense. Let's not do that again. We're going to do it 2 more times, aren't we? But this time, here's the truth. But this time, we're going to clean out all these resources before we pick those up, including the pyramid, including the demon caves. Yeah, that's hilarious, and I feel dumb about this. Okay, I think that Vitania is gonna run. Why wouldn't she? I can't stop her. If she wants one of my castles, she's just gonna take it. And no matter how much logistical movement I have, I'm never gonna be able to catch her. Ugh. And this is actually one of the reasons why the Knights and the Barbarians will always be disadvantaged players. Always. Can't help it. If you don't start off with Wisdom, guaranteeing that at some point you can get Dimension Door, then you are disadvantaged. Now, they still shine in the points of the map where they're supposed to. Early and late, they still shine, but still. Ooh, I think that Vitania just decided that since we're right here, she ignored her Dimension Door. That's wonderful, actually, and that's good information for me to have. Agar's coming, Kroto's coming. We know that Kroto is their toughest hero. I don't care who you are. We're going to kill you, and you are not going to get your run. I refuse to allow you to. 3 Titans. They were able to get those 3 Titans from us. Very sad. I think that in this case, 18, 14, let's kill 6 Bone Dragons, more than anybody else. These giants we have, we should actually let them go pretty soon. Maybe we upgrade them. Maybe we just take the time to upgrade them. Really, I don't want to upgrade them, but I also don't want to really keep them because they're only 4 speed. And they are slowing me down. They are cramping my style, as it were. We forewent having a spell this round of combat. Let's see. Can we kill the Vampire Lords? Probably not. How about this? Let's do this. Let's run, take the damage, shield, okay. How about we try kill 8 here, down to 6, down to 5. Okay, so the giants are gonna kill them. That's gonna actually take out a lot of my problems. And then with the mutant zombies, we'll kill 49. I'm trying to keep the enemy from running. That's what I'm trying to do. But how do you prevent mutant zombies from running? Do I have a 900 spell point or 900 spell damage anywhere? 625. That's pretty good, actually. That's actually pretty good. You know, tell you what I can do. I can mirror image. I can kill 3 titans here. No, I can only kill 2. That's crazy. All right, well, that's that. I really hoped I could do more than that, but I couldn't. 12,000 gold. All right, fine. Never darken my doorstep again. And you know what? Look how expensive that is. There's no chance. These giants are just going to stay behind for the rest of forever. And I'm going to go with my 22 titans. We're going to head north. Wow. Okay. Ore, gems, gold, oases. A drink at the oasis fills our troops with strength and lift their spirits. We can travel a bit further today, and we shall. Throng of skeletons shouldn't be that bad. 864 experience. We're going to take crystal. We're going to take sulfur. We'll see about coming back for that obelisk in just a moment. I'm going straight for this Sphinx up here. I do want this artifact there. That and the sword are probably the 2 that I really care about. Sarkin will stay. Marini needs to get out of dodge. And green has to start pulling their weight at some point. Outside of kind of getting in the way of some of the enemies to the north, landing in the snow, landing on the volcanic terrain, green hasn't done a ton. But then again, I don't know, maybe I'm not giving them credit. Because unlike red, green is still alive. And so clearly they've done something. Looks like we're going to suffer a bitter defeat. I don't think I can stop this. Surely I cannot. But let's try and get some damage off. And just so I know what artifacts I'm giving up, it looks like it's going to be 3, 2, 5, 2, and the Astrolabe. Yeah, we'll take those back in just a second. Let's kill 3 of the Crusaders. Skip. Oof. Oof. And we will get one more chance, it looks like. Cool. And with 175 points of damage, I don't know. I didn't realize that this was actually so many of these greater druids. Let's do that, and then let's run. 525 gold just means that I don't have to give you those artifacts over. Orange also has Dimension Door. This is not okay! Ah! Oh, when I get Dimension Door, I'm going to kill you all so much. You're all going to be so dead. I'm really glad I didn't upgrade those giants now. I hate your stinking guts. We have to purchase Titans now before we do anything else. My word. Titans, no. Titans, yeah, no, okay, all right. I hate your stinking guts. You make me sick. You know what I gotta do? Folks, we gotta be flexible. We have played defense for way too long. These enemies are unending. This is likened in my mind unto the scenario of the final bit for Roland, in which time, at which point, you have so many troops coming your way and you just can't stop them. It is an unending supply of troops coming your way in the scenario Final Justice. I think that we ought to sally forth, do as much damage as we can, go forward, and if the enemy takes castles and stuff from us, so be it. I don't even care. Let it happen. I've had worse things happen to me. I've got to go out, go into your castles, steal your dragons, and take your stupid Dimension Door. Because I sure don't have it. I could probably build up a mage guild at this point, but there's no guarantee that I'll find it, and so I might as well just make sure I go to where I know that there's got to be at least one of those for myself. That's what we're going to do. I think it's a good plan. Good plan? Good plan. And then maybe we pick up, you know, Berserker. Maybe we pick up Chain Lightning. Maybe we pick up Mass Slow. There's a lot of good spells we can get out here if we can just find them. Shield, good choice. Bad for champions. Good for everybody else. I will do 1 lightning bolt right here. Wow, that's a lot of damage. And the enemy's fled. Let me just mow you down. Piece by piece, bit by bit, till there's nothing left. We do have all of our Titans at this point. We do have the Archmagi we can purchase. Let's purchase Not all of them. Let's purchase 18 and then get Sarkin back. He's a fairly good defender. Let's allow him to do the best he can to hold on to this castle. I would truly be just thrown for a loop if Agar takes it from us. And this castle, we never ended up really getting it off the ground. With only 3,000 gold in our current bank account, though, I don't think that it would have been wise to have really tried to have built up another cloud castle. The AI really gifted us 2 cloud castles for free and then upgraded one of them into the upgraded cloud castle for Titans. And that's stupendous. Did we not? Hold on. I think that we left a lot of movement points on the table, didn't we? Halon the Wizard just like didn't do anything in the middle of the map that turn. My OODA Loop was off. My OODA Loop did not work. Oh, that's bad. What's good is we do have some blinds. Let's cast those now, and then we're gonna work on, I don't know, blind here next. So blind here, blind there. Everybody needs to focus on this top guy. And we're just gonna focus these gentlemen down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, okay. 5, so be it. And I don't really care, that guy. Yeah, we don't do a lot of damage. Then again, they're not doing a lot of damage either. Call it about 100 points of damage. Yeah, I've seen worse actually. Never mind. Okay. And the dwarves, at this point, it'll be nice just to get rid of them. They've been slowing us down this whole time and I didn't even realize it. Let's do one more blind here. And then we're gonna have all the rest of our troops crowd around. $221 hit points. They'll be fine. Could start to cast some spells. I think I'm going to wait until I start working on this group of Crusaders back there. They're going to be unblinded fairly quickly, 5 more turns, so let's get started right now. Here, and here, and here again. Do we cast a spell? I mean, bless is pretty good. Doesn't matter which one of you is blessed either. Let's just start casting blesses. Okay. And then one more bless. For full damage. Ouch. Ouch. And I think I'm going to be fine with whatever the results are from here on out. What are you doing? I guess that this Titan has less hit points. Yeah, so I guess that makes pretty good sense. 2 turns, 1 turn. We're going to reapply the blind right now. This is a very low budget attempt. Spell power wise or spell points wise, we're trying to save as many spell points as possible just in case we have to run into something else that's big and scary. And so the blind is probably the cheapest way I can do that. It's going to cost us, you know, it's going to cause us some issues. It's going to cost us a little bit, but it'll be okay. And now we got the 6-speed creatures against the 5-speed creatures. We could do a blind lock from here on out. I think I'm fine just to try and cast 1 cold ray. That'll kill 2, 3, down to 8, down to 7, down to 5, and then we can tank the damage from here on out. Okay. Let's kill this gentleman, and then in just 1 moment, we will defeat this final stack. Spells really are a big deal. Spells are the difference between playing normal chess and 3D chess. Right now, we are the Harlem Globetrotters of chess. By the way, it bothers me to no end when I mess up and I say the wrong thing. For example, I mentioned that it was like the Washington, I think I said the Washington Generals were the longtime rivals of the Harlem Globetrotters. That's utterly and completely incorrect. It's actually, I gotta pull that up. Harlem Globetrotters opponent is actually the Washington Generals. So I think I said the Washington Reds. It's actually the Washington Generals. So I'm so sorry when Phixfox provides you with false information. I'd like to correct the record because I think that that matters just a little bit. And by the way, very interesting. The last time, I'm going to actually look this up again too. Washington Generals. The last time that the Harlem Globetrotters lost a game was in 1971. 1971, the Washington Generals actually did beat their rivals, the Harlem Globetrotters. A feat that may likely never be replicated. Who would have guessed? Huh, fun stuff. Okay, +4 on the Mercury. Defender's Helm, sure, why not? And then really, this artifact feels okay. The Endless Pouch of Sulfur for +1 a day is awesome. You visit an alchemist who, upon seeing your army, is swayed by the righteousness of your cause. The newly loyal subject gives you his Endless Pouch of Sulfur to help with the war effort. Good. Very good. I'm sad, but staying steady here. Let's see if green will help with orange. Maybe orange is actually going to get into green's territory here. Maybe orange will actually force a response from green. Maybe the peaceful, freedom-loving sorceresses will rise up and say, no, we're not going to take it. We're not going to take it. No, we ain't going to take it. We're not going to take it anymore. At which point, Whitesnake shows up and Motorhead and all the 80s big hair bands, and they all join together and they talk to Congress and tell them why rock and roll is actually not polluting the minds of the youth. It wasn't Motorhead and Whitesnake. Actually, who sings that song? I gotta Google this now. Twisted Sister. Twisted Sister actually went before Congress, by the way. And Twisted Sister was an excellent example of being your own self. So other musicians had gone in front of Congress in the past, Congress being one of the governing bodies of the United States. You know, they do some legislative type stuff. My dad would be very upset at me for not explaining this very important civic branch correctly. I'm sorry, very sorry, Dad. But Congress, they were making hearings on whether rock and roll was bad. This was around the time where the parental advisory stickers were coming out on music and things like that. And while other rock and roll bands and such had gone before Congress and had put on a suit and taken a shower and tried to appear nice and stuff, the lead singer from Twisted Sister shows up exactly in the way that they always are. And everybody else is in suits, and they are in ripped jeans and a t-shirt and the headband and the big hair, and they are in their element in front of Congress unapologetically. And despite their appearance, they very deftly explained their point and their position, and they quite frankly made Congress look foolish, or at least all of the detractors who wanted to say that this is bad for the youth and you're corrupting the youth and this and that. And they calmly explained their positions and why their free speech and why their expression of self was so critical, and what good things the young people could learn from their music and from their expression. And it was a very excellent showing. And I sincerely love when people get that kind of shock and that surprise of your appearance says one thing, but your words and your professionalism and the way that you carry yourself says something entirely else. So Twisted Sister forever has an interesting place in my heart. Go check that out on YouTube if you're interested. I thought that they did an excellent job in explaining their position. Excellent. So that would have been, I don't know when that would have been, probably in the 90s, I would think, if I had to guess. The Sphinx asks you the following riddle: like dogs shouting at the moon, or armor worn by the trees, like a sharply spoken command, or a tiny vessel upon the seas. Dogs shouting at the moon, barking at the moon, or armor worn bark or armor worn by trees. Like a sharply spoken command, you bark at somebody, or a tiny vessel upon the seas. Looking somewhat disappointed, the Sphinx sighs. You've answered my riddle. Here is your reward. Now be gone, folks. +5 to our attack skill. We've got the breastplate of Andrin. We have the sword of Andrin. I wonder what this third Sphinx has for us. But whatever the case is, we're going to find out very, very soon. We do come upon a pyramid. Oh, good. We don't take any losses. I was worried that I would have to fight that fight. Ooh. Upon defeating the monsters, you decipher an ancient glyph on the wall telling the secret of the spell Town Portal. We have seen Town Portal in effect. The orange main hero used it to get back over here, and then they came back and fought us. Town Portal is on the table. And what's more, the Town Portal from this Sword of Andrin artifact is definitely on the table. We are very quickly going to be the biggest, baddest, toughest person that these enemies have ever seen, and they are not going to know what hit them. We've already visited that witch doctor's hut. We're going to let the enemy flee. I'm not going to try and fight all these fights at this point. We just need to start slicing through enemies and causing damage. The time to be surgical has long since passed. The time, or the difference between a butcher and a surgeon, is precision, right? We are not going to take the time to be precise. We are going to move forward with all purpose and intent to do harm, and we don't care what your scar looks like after, buddy. And as somebody that's got quite a few scars, trust me, you're not gonna like what you look like when we're done with you. Okay. My hope is that whatever I'm saying sounds good as I'm saying it, and then later I actually listen back to it and it actually sounds like actually good. Sometimes I surprise myself, and what I say, what I think will sound cool, actually does, and sometimes it just doesn't. That happens actually quite a lot, where I think it's going to be cool, and it's kind of lame. But let me know if that one hit or not. And now we have Dimension Door. It's so over for you. It's so over for you. You guys are so dead. What did I tell you about 5 minutes ago? I said, as soon as I get Dimension Door, you're dead to me. You are so dead to me. Interesting. Okay, if the Sorceresses did not pick up the barrel mound there, then you definitely can't get to it. Even if they had Dimension Door? Even if you have Dimension Door. Yeah, I think that there's no way that the barrel mound can be gotten to. I think that the Sorceresses would have Dimension Doored to it if they could have. Yeah, so, okay. We've learned a lot today. Here's another interesting thing that we've learned. We've learned that if Halon can get to that other Sphinx, he'll be able to Town Portal back. And he'll be able to give over some beautiful artifacts. I don't know though. I don't think, I did not mean to click that. I was just debating with myself whether going through lots of bone dragons was a good idea or not. And I figured that the answer was no. I was trying to go through the liches and I misclicked and I clicked way too fast. I don't think we can win this fight. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40. We do have the Holy Shout. That's going to kill 5 bone dragons at a time. I don't know. I think you just got a Holy Shout a couple of times and then just hold on for dear life. It's not going to be enough. There's no way this is going to be enough. And I don't think that a steel skin's going to help. I think you're just always going to be behind the 8 ball. Oh, wait, never mind. 41 points of damage. 43. We're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. Killing 1 bone dragon off of each stack each time is actually going to be huge. We've got 78 hit points left. We may lose 2 titans here, but I think we're going to be okay. Let's try and use this terrain a little bit. Let's focus on only 1 bone dragon at a time. Actually, let's get them down to 2 bone dragons. We're probably going to get 2 more of these. Jeez, 2 more of these Holy Shouts off. This is not good. In fact, this is so not good. I think that we just skip this group of Titans turns. I think we skip this one's turn as well. We'll try and kill, not this one, 120, 120. Let's kill this group of 120 here. Okay, and that Titan survives. That one kind of survives for at least a little while. Okay, overall that was about as good as we could have hoped for. 65 hit points. Just gotta stay alive. Holy shout, a couple more times. That's all we gotta do. And then figure out how to defeat a Sphinx. This is kind of desperate, isn't it? Okay, 12. We got 3 more. We have 3 more. That means we're gonna have to kill... Oh gosh, skip again. Skip. This is gonna be close. And I don't know if the Resurrect True is really the best thing or the worst thing for us. I guess I could Stone Skin or Steel Skin to just help myself last longer. I don't know. I think killing 1 Bone Dragon each is gonna be better than a defensive spell. I really do. We're gonna lose a Titan here, and then it's gonna be this bottom stack. He's gonna have to do damage. We kill 1 there. Titan goes down. Okay. Do it again. Okay. And we're gonna be fine, but man, this is not how I like to do these things. That holy shout turned out to be very important. Holy cow. Down to 1 Titan left. My word, let's not do that again. Can we defeat a throng of griffins with 6 spell points? We've got Air Summoning Altar. We're going to be fine. White stone pillars support a roof that rises up to the sky. As you enter the structure, the dead air of the outside gives way to a whirling gust that almost pushes you back out. The air current materializes into a barely visible form. The creature asks in what can only be described as a loud whisper. Why have you come? Are you here to call upon the forces of air? Yes. Sure. 38. I wish there was a magic well. Maybe Tyro will help me clear this out a little bit. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, and if I can get to this water summoning altar, that'll be fine, because then we can go from there. Yeah, because you're going to want this sword anyway, so we're going to go in this direction. We're going to get some more units at the water summoning altar, and we're going to hope that our mysticism, our expert mysticism, is going to carry the day for us. Lovely. Alrighty, where were we? Oh yeah, that's right. I've got Dimension Door now, buddy. Haha. You're so dead. Let's commence. In fact, I'm gonna kill them so dead. Watch this. We're gonna go back home. They thought I would forget about them. They thought that I would run into lots of bone dragons and then I would almost die to them, except I had Holy Shout. They thought that they would be able to escape my wrath. Negative, Ghost Rider. This isn't happening. Not today. So all of a sudden we went from the other side of the river to here, where we retake our lands and possessions on day 1, nonetheless. I wonder if they upgraded this cloud castle. They did not. It's fine. We are going to purchase these Titans. Oh goodness. We're just so out of resources. We've done the best we can. And I will just kind of go into the middle here. I don't think I can reach Agar. I'm going to be out of movement points. But I can Dimension Door right here, and that will prevent the enemy from walking right in. You can't Dimension Door into a castle. You have to Dimension Door, like, I don't know. You have to Dimension Door in front of it, and then you can walk right in. So that's going to save me some trouble there. And then we're going to figure out, I mean, really, we're going to see what we can do to get that ultimate artifact. We're going to see what we can do to get the breastplate, sword, and I'm guessing, Helmet of Andoran. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. One enemy runs. They both scatter, but one enemy really tries to get away via the boat. Tell you what, if ever there was a scenario where I'm not going to feel bad about using Dimension Door, it's this one. Look at how many heroes are using Dimension Door. Like, every single one of our enemies is using Dimension Door. Like every single one. It's a little bit ridiculous. Expert Mysticism got us up to 10. How is this fight going to go? I mean, a Throng with 7, 14, 8, and these 38. Tell you what, let's just do single stacks like this. And let's fight because we know we should. 6 and 1, not too bad. Take the Expert Pathfinding. We're very much faster. Crystalline structures cast shadows over a small reflective pool of water. You peer into the pool and a face that is not your own peers back. It asks, would you like to call upon the powers of water? That's not the water elemental's voice. I got a tickle in my throat. We'll try and do that voice later. It sounds like gargling water, in case you're wondering. As you are walking along a narrow path, a nearby bush suddenly bursts into flames. Before your eyes, the flames become the image of a beautiful woman. She holds out the magnificent sword to you. That's +3 to our attack. We're pretty tough. We're feeling pretty great. We're feeling so good, we're even going to check this skeleton. We come upon those tattered remains of an adventurer that's long since dead. Unfortunately, they're just long since dead. And so they're gone. And they have nothing with them. One Titan goes down. I refuse to accept that. We're gonna go get the Artesian Spring, by the way. We're gonna have so many spell points, it's gonna make too much sense for me not to get it. And once I do, I'm gonna be feeling awesome. By the way, Chain Lightning does 1,000 damage to the very first creature and then a little bit to everybody else. Gnarly. Very gnarly. I think I kill Grand Elves. I do. I think I kill 5 speed, 6 speed. I don't know. I'm just gonna slow these guys. Wait, why did I do that? That's not how you do that. Okay. That just happened. Okay, that's not how it's done. I can't even tell you why, but my brain just blipped there in a weird way. Yeah. That's not how you play the game. Oh, are we gonna catch him? Oh no, I should have Dimension Doored onto the road. It'll be fine, but it could have been a little bit cleaner. Anyway. And then everybody else is just staying put. Really, I just want to get that ultimate artifact. The Andrin ultimate artifact. I just really want that. As soon as we get that, we're golden. If I had not known, like, where the ultimate artifact was, if I had not known about this big treasure cache in the middle, this whole scenario could have been much, much different. Huh. Yeah, much different. Okay. So, still though, let's calm down. It's going to take forever to track down these heroes. There's a chance, unfortunately, folks, that I might end up doing what I did in the Dominion playthrough, and I may speed up a little bit. And I appreciate very, very much the folks that say, well, let me start over. I may go through the process of defeating all of the enemies in silence and then just speed up the video like ×4, ×8. And I very, very much appreciate the people that say, no, don't do that. I would have watched you do the entire thing. The problem I have is that I don't know if I have the voice to do that the entire time. I don't know if I can entertain you for the extra hour or two that it takes. And that's my concern. It's a lot more about making sure that that hour or two is interesting. If I can keep up my energy, great, sure, yeah, fine. I don't know if I can when it feels like it's the more mundane task of just running down those final heroes. We'll complete the scenario, but in the interest of time, in the interest of saving what's left of Phixfox's mind, we may slow things. We may speed things up. The Sphinx asks you the following riddle. Buckets, barrels, caskets, cans. What must you fill with empty hands? I know the answer to this one. It's gloves. Looking somewhat disappointed, the Sphinx sighs. You've answered my riddle, so here's your reward. Now be gone. That riddle actually is stuck with me from a children's book from, probably like the 4th grade. Yeah, that riddle, because it made no sense to me. It made no sense to me. The answer is gloves. What do hands hold? Caskets, and the answer is gloves. And the caskets in the earlier part is what throws me off every time. But because it's thrown me off, I now know it for the rest of my life. And as we pick up that third Andrin artifact, the 3 Andrin artifacts magically combine into one. And so now Halon is going to have maximum luck, maximum morale, and he has the town portal spell, or at least so does whoever holds this battle garb of Andrin. And as great as it is to stick around and clear all this out, I think that we are just fine to head back over to Woodhaven. We're going to let Sarkin take a few steps out to right here. And we're out of spell points. Okay, we're going to do that tomorrow. Yeah, never mind. Thankfully that's green right there and not somebody else who wants to kill me. The green hero comes up to Halon and says, dude, you look terrible. What happened to you? He goes, well, you know, I picked up all these elementals because I lost 2 of my 3 titans to lots of bone dragons. Lots of bone dragons? That's crazy. That must have been a terrible fight. Yeah, it was. What did you do? Well, I'll tell you what I didn't do. I didn't panic, first of all. Second of all, I totally lost my titans because I just didn't let them attack. I just made them defend so that way I could kill the enemy with spells. Halon, you've been wandering around in this desert by yourself for a long time, haven't you? Is it obvious? Yeah, man. It's pretty obvious. Okay. We're going to give this artifact +2 over to our friend here. I don't care for any of these other things. We're just going to wait one more turn for our spells to recuperate. And we're going to pick up some of our items here. Looks like Sarkin, this is going to be maybe the last resupply that we ever need to do here. The Titan count has climbed drastically. Let's take the one artifact that we're not going to need the most. At this point, I don't think that even lightning spells are really going to hurt me. Oh, this plus morale is really not going to be useful. Never mind, let's take that. And then that's going to leave room for the Battle Garb of Andrin. And I think that because we've done such a good job in picking up so many wonderful things, including 640 spell points, we are going to head north, do our final resupply here, and then when Halon the Wizard comes back tomorrow, we're going to head west over the mountain range into what used to be Red's territory. And once we get there, we're going to hire heroes who are going to dig for that ultimate artifact, and they're going to make us money. If it was the Golden Goose, that would actually be some tremendous foreshadowing there. Unfortunately, I don't think you can actually dig up the Golden Goose. I think it's always going to be one of the damaging artifacts. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure you can't get the Golden Goose from the dig. Let me know if I'm wrong about that, because I actually don't know how else you'd get the Golden Goose. In fact, I don't think you can unless you dig it up. Like, that actually makes the most sense to me. We are going back in time to Woodhaven, and over goes the Battle Garb of Andrin. And before I do anything else, let's purchase these last 3 Titans. Oh, and the 20 Archmagi. They've done a good job for us, or at least they will do a good job for us. And by that, I mean that they're 6-speed creatures, so they can't possibly do a bad job for us. Let's split our troops like so. +3 attack, I don't think is better than any of this. We had a second lightning helm. Never mind. My mistake? Okay. And this is it. So folks, at this point, 24 attack skill, 21 defense skill, 31 spell power, 32 knowledge, 35 Titans, and then 19 of the Archmagi. We are going to war. We're going to go reclaim our territory here. Moving Marini out of Basenje, and we are taking the gloves off. I don't know who you are, and I don't care. I am here to make sure you have a real bad day. Battagna goes down. I'm not even going to fight that fight. We have Burlock to contend with now. We're going to teleport up. Minchinor not once, but twice. We're going to take that for ourselves as well. One more Archmagi goes down. Not too bad. I will send a hero to go step on these stone liths. And folks, let's start moving west. Again, I do want to go get that ultimate artifact, and so I am going to hurry as fast as I can. Take some castles over there, and then we will make sure that we are able to hire some additional heroes and feel pretty good. Weird that we have to trade. Wow, weird that we have so many resources. Day 5. I think that these are all upgraded cloud castles now. There's one cloud castle we still need to upgrade. Let's do that before the end of the week. Unfortunately, I messed up, and so these halflings are going to have to get dismissed so I can get here by the end of tomorrow. And then Halon is going to be a pretty good defender of this realm, all the same. Looks like green has actually beaten me there into red's territory, by the way. And they did just take one castle. I'd love for them to continue to do that as much as they want to, like just never stop. And yellow was very close to breaching containment, but thankfully we stopped them short at the one lith. Unfortunately, we could not stop them again. The nice thing is once we get a foothold in red's former stomping grounds, with the town portal, we'll be able to go back and forth and we'll be able to defend a lot better because we just need to get this castle probably. And once we do, we can go as far as we want to and then just town portal back and forth. I should probably have stepped on this stables. It's too late now. I really wish I had the compass of true mobility because we did see that earlier on the map, and I do think that yellow took that from us. So we are going to probably have one more dimension door after this if we can reach. There is a little gap right here, and so here we shall stay in the mountains, camping out, where only the harpies can get us as we purchase everybody here. All 18 of the halflings. Wow, we really could have used 6 more halflings, couldn't we? Doesn't matter, we'll come back. And then Myra is going to stand on this lith and just do this to Crag hack. Okay. And as much as these other heroes I have could be useful, unless you're digging or unless you are my main hero, I don't really care. It's just time to speed things up. In fact, it might be time to speed things up enough to where I should, whoop, that's close, to where I should just put the enemy's speed on instant. The problem with doing that is that then there's a chance that an enemy is going to escape and I'm not going to know where they went to because I don't have the replay function. In a very critical moment, I can't go back and I can't replay the enemy's turn to find out what I missed. So, by the way, we're down to 460 spell points. We had 600. Now it's back to here. Okay, and before we do anything else, it's going to be Marini that has to, unfortunately, fight and die. I can't dismiss her from a castle, and there's no way for her to get out and around, and I need to make room in Basenjay for my main man. Go back and tell Joe Josh to get out of town. We will defeat Crotto as well. Once again, just makes too much sense. Easy peasy. And we might even end the day in Middlegate. I don't think we're going to get backdoored, though. Green's here. Alamar's not too bad. Let's go straight for Algary. We're not going to get there today, but we're going to get pretty close. Here. Yeah, we're going to get that far anyway. Okay. Oh, and I saw, I think it was on the FHeroes2 Discord. I saw, I believe, an explanation for what happens when I'm dimension dooring and I click or all of a sudden the camera pans in a weird way. I think that what someone on the FHeroes2 Discord indicated is that I'm clicking before the dimension door like cycles through, and then it's spinning the camera out in a weird place. And that makes sense to me. I don't know how true it is. I could be right. I mean, they could be right. I could be wrong. Like, I don't know. But always interesting to see people make some good decisions and figure out what's going on. As you approach the stables, the headgroom appears, leading a fine-looking warhorse. This steed will help you, speed you in your travels. Alas, the endurance will wane with a lot of heavy riding. You must return for a fresh mount in a week. Yes, truth, truth. And we're going to get Alamar here. We're going to go to Middlegate real quick. Pop out and grab him. Ah, you see, I think that is what it is. I think that when I click before the dimension door cycle is kind of ended, then that's when there's a problem. Bassinge is open, and I actually missed one of my castles. I just noticed that Agar was rehired over there. Dominus is back, Crag Hack is back. We're going to go to the east first. We're to the point now where we can actually go and get more artesian springs as often as we need them, because it's only 1 day and 3 dimension doors out of our way. It's not too bad. We're gonna lose Myra. Can't stop it, won't stop it. Green takes that other night castle. We might have just secured all of the terrain needed to allow for digging. We just have to secure that side of the continent now. We're getting a lot of pressure over here. And by the way, I'm not thrilled at all that Green just took that castle from me. You do nothing all game, Astra, and then you take 3 Titans a week. I suppose I have a big enough army. It doesn't matter. I can share. And that actually might suit my purposes better, because I think that the computer might do a better job of tracking down some of these enemies. Maybe they do a better job than I do. How about that? Let's see, Croto's back, but there's also one other hero in the water. Yeah, so we're just going to go back to here. And then dimension door up. And this is why I generally try and speed things up. This part doesn't really interest me so much. Maybe it does interest you though. And maybe this is not going to be nearly so long of a slog as I think it will be. Maybe this is actually going to go quite a bit faster than I otherwise would have anticipated. I'm going to get something of a head start into this enemy's terrain. I'm going to go back and I'm going to get that ultimate artifact, sure. But for now, let me just hire 1 hero. Let's make it Vesper, level 6 with 2 artifacts. Sure. Let's have him. Those aren't really great spells, but so be it. We'll give him the Crusaders to go up and dig. And I guess we can actually have Halon go over there as well, because he does have the town portal. And we do again have our foothold. Okay. There's like 2 or 3 enemy heroes in the boats. Oh. Purple is being aggressive. Okay. Yeah, Dimension Door just makes this a mess. But I do think I can still use Dimension Door better than the AI can. Which is a little interesting. I think that the AI struggles to plan 2 steps ahead. I think that that's what I've been told. In fact, I know that they don't plan 2 steps ahead. They plan for the best move right now. Whatever makes the most sense right now, that's what they do. And that's really a good way of doing your AI, I personally think. Trying to account for 2 steps in the future is... I don't even know how you would do that. That would cause me a lot of undue stress trying to make that even happen, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm going to be dastardly. I'm going to let Green die just so I can retake my castle. That'll teach you. And so let's go back to Middlegate. Yeah. Does this make me a bad person? I'll tell you right now that I don't care. Whatever the answer is to you, I don't really care. But it's worth posing the question. Every now and again, you need to check in with yourself and just say, hey, am I a good guy or am I a bad guy? And right now, I mean, again, I don't care. But it's worth at least examining. So, if this makes me a bad person to let my ally die just so I can get my castle back, so be it. They shouldn't have taken my stuff. They took that stuff. After I do the heavy lifting, they take my stuff. Okay, so we got to go back to that castle in the Warlock territory. Post haste. We got 2 purple necromancers. Oh, that is unexpected. Did not see that coming. That was very unexpected. So we gotta go back there first, maybe, to our main castle here. Have Halon step out. And he's a digger now, so he's gonna go back to Middlegate. Go, my friend. And Vesper is gonna start digging right here. This is where he's at. That's where he's gonna start to dig. Yeah, Natasha is just being greedy at this point. So back to Woodhaven. This is actually gonna go really quickly, I think, now that I'm thinking about it. Because you also have the town portal on top of the Dimension Door, your one hero can do the work of like 3 heroes with Dimension Door. Like there's like an exponential factor to your logistical prowess. The more you have options. Let's see, the one hero came all the way down here, the other one went back. We gotta go to Hilltop. There. And we're gonna kill 1, 2, 3, I hope. There's 1. I think it's quicker to Dimension Door at this point. There's 2. Losing so many Archmagi. And there's 3. Okay. All with acceptable losses. And I'm not going to go back to the Artesian Spring. I think that 33 Dimension Doors is probably enough. If it's not, then we got problems. Yeah, 33 better be enough. Okay, so I don't really care what green does here. Any help that they provide is nice, but not required. Yellow has 1 hero with Dimension Door that we see. It's a yellow sorceress. They're currently in that castle. Purple is got 1, 2 heroes in my continent that we have to deal with immediately. So let's actually deal with that now. There's got to be a castle like right there. Okay, perfect. We're gonna get full spell points. We're gonna take this castle, and then after we do, we'll be able to come back anytime. Black Dragons? No. Armageddon's pretty good. View All is actually interesting. Mass Haste. This is like Christmas. Good deal. So we got View All now. Then that's really a beautiful map. That is really pretty. I like that. And I like that you have the center object. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 meaningful adventure map objects. So I think that the Dragon City is more valuable. I think that it makes sense that it's on the Warlock's side, but it might feel a little overpowered to me. I really don't know what these 2 tents were for. Actually, no, wait. 1 tent was for here. Maybe both tents were to get into the Dragon City. I don't know. There's a Magellan's Maps in the corner. That's interesting. Huh. And then, yeah, it looks like there's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 castles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 castles. And so, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. I missed 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay. And so there's going to be a little bit of exploring that we need to do. Tons of heroes everywhere, of course. There's 1 hero here. I care more about making sure I don't lose my outpost in Basenjay. Let's do that now, and then we'll hopefully end the day up north. So that way we can prevent the enemy from taking that castle that we have rightfully stolen. 1 Titan goes down. At this point, it's fine. At this point, it's fine. Just to speed things along, it's okay. South Mill it is. Where we're going to stay overnight. And then Vesper is going to deeper dig. Nothing. Where could it be? Good question. We're going to figure out where it is, and we're going to figure out what it is. It looks like the Ultimate Artifact's not going to be a critically important object for us, but I think about all these different maps that we've played that have been XL maps or just big maps, and the Ultimate Artifact is always the ace in the hole. If you're losing a scenario, but you are able to get the Ultimate Artifact, it can single-handedly win you the game. Totally. Absolutely. I say that unapologetically. I really do think that it's that good. We're just going to go to here and shuffle around to here as we set off to kill people. Look at the calendar. What does today say? Oh, time to kill people. Wonderful. Yeah, True Compass of Mobility right now would be wonderful, because Traveler's Boots, Nomad's Boots, True Compass of Mobility, those 3 artifacts actually for a wizard make a ton of sense. They make sense for anybody, but being able to get even more movement points is really, really good when you are trying to cast as many of these spells as possible. Less so, I imagine, if you are trying to, or if you have some kind of rules on that are going to limit the amount you can do. Oh, we can't go to this one. I knew I was looking for another Warlock Castle, but I was worried I was clicking on the wrong one. But you can't town portal to one of these castles that you're already in. That was my confusion. Whoops. Grass theme. It's lovely. Okay. Are we able to dig? Nope, that's tomorrow. Let's do that. Wow. Well, couple of things, folks. So I've had some developments. First off, for those of you who have asked, yep, everything is great. Baby's doing fine. We're still due in December. And so there is going to be another Phixfox kit. And I've mentioned it only one time before, and that was in the Thunk playthrough. But we are going to be cutting back on videos as we get closer to that date. And we will be cutting back on videos, especially after. And especially after, because there's been a new development, unfortunately, I'm going to have to go off and do some pretty intense training. It's going to be about 3 weeks long in the month of January. And it's going to be me being completely unavailable. No access to the internet, pretty much. At least not for these purposes. For 3 weeks in January. There will be weekends, and I'm going to do my best to play around with doing lots of videos in advance and then releasing them on a schedule. It seems kind of weird to me to do, because I could imagine that there will be people that hear that and say, Phixfox, just let me have the video now. Like, give me all the videos you do, and then just take a break, and then, like, no one's gonna even realize, like, let us decide how many videos we should have. Let us self-regulate. Sounds good, doesn't work. We're going to release what we can in an appropriate time frame. It just makes the most sense to me. I will probably do additional videos in advance and schedule them throughout. I will have a short supply on hand, but I am going to be wrapping up major video production no later than the middle of November. Probably by Thanksgiving. That's probably going to be about the time where you can expect videos to no longer be about one every 3 to 4 days. That pace is sustainable under normal circumstance. It's just not going to be, we're just going to have to make some changes. And do I love it? No, it is what it is, but it'll be, it's just part of life. It's part of growth. And I'm kind of hoping, here's the thing. I feel like I've gotten a lot of great support from a lot of wonderful people, and it wouldn't hurt my heart if there's other people that are interested in Heroes and are interested in doing videos, and that gives you time to go and spend time with them. There's been a couple of, like Norvaro has had a little bit of, I don't want to say a hiatus because he's been around, but they've taken some time off. And in that vacuum of space as they've departed, that gave me some space where some people said, hey, I was looking for somebody new to watch because my usual guy has been busy doing other stuff, and I'm glad I found you. It wouldn't hurt my heart if other people who are interested in Heroes of Might and Magic got the opportunity to make some videos and you discovered them as well. I'm never going to plan on being the only Heroes voice out there, surely. And it's really not going to hurt my heart if more and more people play. If more and more people who like the game decide to, throw on the recording gear to get their, I don't know, headphones on, get their cameras all nice and shiny and polished, that would make me happy. And so while I'm gone, if there's other people that if you've thought to yourself, hey, I'd like to make some videos, go for it. And my secret hope is that while I would love to always do these videos, if the day ever comes that I'm going to say to myself, it's time for me to call it quits or move on or do something else, my hope is that I'll have hopefully inspired some people to have found a renewed love for the game. I do have to share this with you as we get this ultimate staff. It was a very wonderful comment. It really made me feel great. And this was from, I don't think that I really know what their name is. It's mostly letters and such. And unfortunately, sometimes that means that it's actually their last name and they're from overseas. And so I apologize. Odds Kiskov, 2213. Awesome playthrough. What a completely insane map. Shines through how much you love the game. You really ignited my passion for the game. I foresee myself spending way too much time on this in the near future. And shout out to the FHeroes2 team for a supremely revitalizing game, or supremely revitalizing the game. I love every little bit of that comment. And that's really what I hope. And I hope that positivity that I've tried to bring to the game, that's what you feel. And that if that encourages you to play a classic game even more, and if that encourages you to check out the FHeroes2 project and support that, if that encourages you to make some meaningful connections with some wonderful people from all across the world who love Heroes of Might and Magic, then I am tickled pink, and I'm going to be so grateful that you're doing that. I don't know. I didn't plan on making videos. I just do it, and I love it. I really do. The ultimate staff increases your hero spell power and knowledge by 6 each. It's not bad. It's pretty good. I mean, it's kind of putting a hat on a hat, but you better believe we're going to go and get that. So we're going to let Halon town portal to wherever we're going to end up. But as you can see, we are wrapping these things up very, very quickly. And it feels good to get out of this map a little bit. We're going to use the view all as orange players vanquished. Wonderful. We have defeated our most dire foe, and it's amazing. As soon as they're defeated, you look at the mini map here, and there's now dots of white everywhere. All the mines that they collected that are now no longer flagged in Red's territory, in their territory. It's all fresh, white as snow, and that's lovely. Okay, so on we go for a time-traveling dimension door lord like myself. There's no rest for the weary. We must make war on yellow. Looks like this is where we're going to meet our friends tomorrow with that ultimate artifact, and we're going to see how much the purple and the yellow enemies cross their borders and try and do some other stuff. Try and escape containment. I don't know what opportunities they think that they have. If I am purple and if I am yellow, I think that I'm just trying to stay local and just secure what I already have. That really seems like the best thing for you. Then again, there's just no options. Necromancers against warlocks and wizards, there's just no chance. Zom is got nothing. I'm just so not worried about you at all. And so, let's defeat Timberhill. What about we go over to Timberhill and we turn over the ultimate staff. What are we going to leave behind is going to be the +2 knowledge, +2 spell power in favor of a +4/+4 on top of the +6. Well, it's +6 total, but the net gain is +4 and +4. So very nice. Oh, green is us. Yellow's not. Defeat them. There's one other castle over here, and we can reach, and so we shall. It looks like green is going to consider taking them out for us, but I'd really prefer that they just defend these borders a little bit more. If they could just keep yellow off of my back, or purple off my back, I'd be very much appreciative. Appreciative. My word. When I start these videos, by the way, maybe you'll find this interesting and maybe you won't. When I start these videos, I do a little bit of a voice warm-up. I do something silly, but I learned it from drama class forever ago. That's right, I was a drama kid. I enjoyed the theater. I enjoyed the arts. It was a lovely, lovely thing. And Halon's stuck. I can't get there. Luna is just making me go to Atlantium. Oh, never mind. I'm already here. And the exercise is you stick a pencil between your teeth and you say red leather, yellow leather, daddy does drawers. And then you say a couple of other things about like black beetles and things like that. And the point is it's trying to get you to enunciate. It's trying to push the words to the tip of your tongue so that way as you enunciate, you are very clear in the words that you are speaking. Unfortunately, as I get further on in these videos and these playthroughs, I get worse and worse and worse. And it's actually kind of hilarious because some of the misspeaks that I do that are specifically with pronunciation are some of my favorite moments because I'm just like, wow, man, I butchered that. Hope nobody notices. And there's always at least one person that notices every time. Thanks, Dad. So, good stuff. Good stuff. We're going to go to Woodhaven just with Halon. He's been a good hero. I don't want him to get lost for some weird reason. And let's see if Green is going to do me a favor and go back to the Knight holdings to the west and just keep that clear for me. It looks like they did devote a little bit of strength in that area. That feels good. We see 2 yellow heroes in our area. 1 more purple hero is setting sail. So there's 2 purple heroes in Red's territory. I would love to just end whatever hope they have for a brighter tomorrow. And I think I shall fairly soon. We're going to track down a couple heroes here, it looks like. And in the snow, wow, there's 1. There's going to be 2. After I take this, Hypnotize Town Gate, not bad. And I could maybe get out of this scenario a little bit quicker as far as game time or game days go if I were to not accept every single one of these heroes running away. If I tried to keep people from running, I could probably do just a little bit better. But the actual in-game, like in real life time would be way worse. And so I'm not going to do that. Not going to do that. Oh, purple officially is doing very, very well. Yeah. Good thing we have 1 castle over there too. I do see... let's see. I'm guessing that there's 1 more castle. There is. So we're going to step here. Goomba stomp him. Dimension door. Take your castle. It's mine. We're going to go back to Middlegate. Good place to be. And then we are going to stop the purple aggression because I just don't think that they should have any hope. Don't you? So on we go. Enemies fled. Lovely. Even this. Okay, so I have a question. And maybe somebody can answer it for me. Here's my question. At what point does the AI really focus on getting mage guilds? And this may sound like a weird question. Phixfox, what are you talking about? Like, of course they're going to get a mage guild if they can. They're going to get all the way up to the 5th level mage guild. To which I would reply, not really true. Not really true. What I have noticed is that the AI will often make sure that they focus first and foremost on filling out their dwellings. They'll make sure that they have fully upgraded castles with dwellings. And then they will do other stuff like work on getting spells. And so when you go to all these different castles like we've been doing, and you find these fully loaded castles, you find these fully loaded mage guilds, I think it's because, I mean, sure, it's month 5, week 1, day 7, but I think it's because the AI had nothing else to build, and so then it started to just invest. Which, you know, I think that it would be wonderful if, hear me out, I think it would be wonderful if we were able to find a way to get the hero personalities back. In Heroes 2, there were different personalities like Builder, Warrior, things like that. You can still see them here. Human, Explorer, Explorer, Explorer. And that gave you a little bit of an understanding about what you could expect out of that faction or those heroes, things like that. And I think that it would be wonderful if you had different presets. If you have a heuristical AI system that makes the best decision it can right now, you can potentially tweak the numbers so that it will, for example, sometimes favor, for one faction, might all the time. You know, barbarians and knights that are always going to be knight based or might based. On the flip side, maybe you'll get a different hero from a different faction that is more likely to get magic, and they will invest in the mage guild sooner than they will invest in dwellings. Now there's a problem with that, because inherently what good are spells if you don't have the army to back that up, right? You would have to make sure that the AI knew you have to get first, second, third, and fourth level spells, or rather first, second, and fourth level dwellings before you can get to your fifth level mage guild. Well, once I get that fourth level dwelling, oh, I'm gone. I'm going straight for spells. I could see that being interesting. Just throwing that out there. How you would program that, how you would do that, I don't know. But I think that that would be pretty nifty to provide some variety in the way that the AI builds, because right now they build the same way pretty much all the time. And it's not until they get pretty late into the game that they will really focus on getting high level mage guilds. And that does give you the opportunity, I believe, to do some other nifty stuff. I think that that gives you the opportunity to focus more on spells and have a decided advantage over even the toughest might-based hero, because we've seen how valuable spells can be. We've seen how good they can be, how game-breaking, etc., etc. I wonder if, in theory, you can always rush levels of Mage Guild and be okay. Maybe. Haven't tested it out. But that would be interesting if you played a couple of these scenarios with the rules that you can only get up to fourth level creatures, dwellings, and then you must push for your mage guild as quickly as possible as green player vanquishes yellow. Nice. Well done, green. Oh, you're dead, purple. Very dead. Oh, I hate you. Is that you again? Tanya's back. My word, she just doesn't know when to take a hint. I think you could use a mint. Take a hint, take a hint. Okay. This castle's ours. We're going to kill one hero because he's right here. That was probably a mistake because we got to go to Hilltop right now. Okay, Hilltop. We should have gone Hilltop and then gone back that way. One dimension door is not really going to hurt our plans, but you got to tighten off me. Good job. Well played. And then if I sit in Chandler, I'm wondering if Vitania is going to try and escape. If I sit right here, is she going to be paralyzed with fear? I hope so. Let's find out. Man. It's been a struggle. You get sick for 2 days, and then you're just fighting off that same illness for the next week and a half. I've actually got a pretty good immune system, and maybe you do too, but man, sometimes it feels pretty bad. Feels like I'm just always behind the 8 ball when it comes to illness. Chain lightning. This should solve all of our problems, right? Solves most of our problems. Attack here. Attack here. Let's see Vitania use Dimension Door when she has no troops. 2300 experience. Sure, why not? Okay. And then one more time. View all. It looks like there's purple, purple, purple. So a couple heroes. I think I saw one on the open sea. Green did a great job of defeating yellow. I think I can trust them to help me track down some stragglers, if nothing else. Somehow I put myself in a bad position here. Somehow I made it even worse. We got there eventually. Okay. But overall, folks, this has been a really fun map. I've really enjoyed these extra large map playthroughs. The only thing I fear is that on an extra large map like this, that I might lose some people that you might say to yourself, whoa, are you serious? You want me to watch part 1 that's 4 hours? But here's the thing. There's a lot of people out there that really enjoy these playthroughs. They really enjoy the long form content. I've been playing around with the idea of providing 2 versions, you know, the full raw uncut version, and then providing like kind of like a highlight reel from scenario to scenario, like a 20-minute max. Here's the best parts. But I kind of try and provide that with the chapters. If you've noticed at the bottom of these videos, I do try and make sure that the chapters are there so that you can hop around to some points that I think are interesting. You're going to miss some really quality stuff, but you're going to get the gist of how the map strategically played out. And so really what you're missing is the ambiance and less of the strategy or less of the high points. I guess that's maybe the problem, is I don't know exactly how to best do a little highlight reel for each video like that. Because do you focus on the strategy or do you focus on the fun moments for that extra video? I would think that you focus on the strategies just because that's going to be easier to follow. But I don't know. Eventually, you know what I need to do eventually? I need to get a Phixfox highlight reel. We are quickly approaching 500 subscribers. We are quickly approaching 100. Are we past 150 videos at this point? I think we are. We got a lot of videos at this point. And so it's probably time for me to go back through and pull some of my personal favorite moments. And I think that at this point, with hundreds of hours in the game and on record, I think that you could make at least a very, very decent 20-minute highlight reel. The problem at this point is that I didn't do a good job of keeping track along the way. I didn't provide myself with an easy access point to get all those fun little interesting moments. And so, with that being said, if anybody in a comment on this video wants to take a video, any video, and support me by going through and time stamping in the comments of those videos fun or new or interesting moments, I would love to include your information in that video when it's done and say, hey, here's a person that spent the time to go through the video and to provide me timestamps so I could make this highlight reel. Here's who they are, and just show you so much love, because otherwise, at this point, I don't know quite how one person could possibly go through all of the footage. And so then I'm just going to rely on some of my personal favorite moments I still remember. And that means I'm surely going to miss a couple, because there's been some really funny stuff that's happened. One of them that recently came back to my attention was on the second Betrayal's End video. The first one we did, it was an easy win. I don't want to say it was an easy win. It was probably the hardest win I've had in my life. I defeated Green on my way to defeat Krager personally. And the second time we did that playthrough, because there was a new interesting patch, and from patch to patch, these campaigns really change a lot. I determined that Blue had 0 degree of self-preservation, and they ran headlong into some Crusaders and died very, very quickly. And just something about that moment, somebody brought it to my attention, and it really, it's a good moment. So I would have forgotten, and I might not have actually found that moment if I was clicking through a little too fast. So unfortunately, some of these things, even though they're here, they will be lost to time. And maybe that's all the more reason why I should at the start of these videos include 20 minutes of just, here's the highlights, enjoy them. Let me know what you think. I value the opinion of the people that comment on these videos. I can't possibly please everybody, so please don't feel bad if I don't ever take one of your recommendations. Some of this is left up to what I feel, and some of this is just, you know, logistics and things like that. But regardless, I would always love and appreciate help, feedback, and I guarantee you that I guarantee love the support. Folks, purple player has been vanquished. And this was a lovely map. This was a really, really enjoyable map. And where did we start this part 2? We started off in our own little territory right on the very heels of a crazy loss to Crag hack. And now we've overcome. And I do think that Halon getting those additional stats and the battle garb of Andrin in the center of the map and all those resources, I do think that that was very, very useful. 31 Titans eventually was able to rule the roost, and it wasn't until we defeated Rebecca and Invarlin with 25 black dragons and 25 black dragons each. It wasn't until we defeated those two heroes that I think I really started to feel comfortable. And even so, after that, we still had some major fights, purples, necromancy, bone dragons, things like that. But a wonderful, wonderful playthrough, wonderful map. And I'm looking forward to playing Great War 2 at some point. Do note that this week I'm going to try and also make sure that I get out the Heroes 3 video. We need to start the Crag hack campaign. We are also still looking forward to hearing from and watching Winnie Maru's playthrough. I'm very excited to look forward and shoutcast that for the series. So there may be a couple of double releases in the near future. Whatever the case is, folks, I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for the support. I'm grateful for the love. I'm grateful for the good vibes. This took us 125 days with a base score of 133, the difficulty at 160. We have the rating of a giant. That is not going to make it to my top scores list, but all the same, I'm feeling A-okay about that playthrough. I feel zero regrets. Here is my current top scores. It is what it is. Folks, my name is Phixfox. Thank you for the time. Thank you for the energy. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the very, very next one. Take good care of yourselves. Loved ones, family, friends. I'll see you in the next one. I'm out.